Good morning, everyone. Morning, team. Hope you're doing well. Maybe some of you traded overnight, caught that nice short. And we're going to go over why that short's played out and why today now is just stuck in range until proves otherwise. So let's have a look at the daily as we always do. All right, starting off on the daily, you can see, like we talked about, we might start sort of going sideways for a bit, letting these Bollinger Bands catch up. We're in this channel. All right, nothing has changed on the daily. We are in an upward sloping channel. This is your key level down here from the daily. This is where we had a balanced range for, 10 plus days, broke out, retested, held. Now we're trying to build on top of these highs. We've had two failed breakouts over the highs. What do I mean? There's your weekly high. Both times we've just got over, come straight back inside. There's been no acceptance over yet for a follow through day. So maybe we're pulling back to the same level as yesterday. If we fail that, maybe we dive deeper to back test this key level again. Otherwise, I'm expecting rotation. All right. And until we get something like this or something like this, I'm expecting a lot of rotation. We're going to go into the hourlies and I can show you exactly why. So just focus on this down here for now. Let's just take this off for a second. Hourly, technically still in uptrend. All right, there's your left shoulder. There's your double bottom. Here's your right shoulder build. Now this can be a two-leg pullback without a lower low that holds to go higher. Absolutely possible. It can also just trap between this range. Build out the liquidity and then they can use it or they can use it. All right. You'd think that they've got enough. They've been here for a while, but let's see. No big red folder news today. We have to see what the market wants to do. All right, but the nice sell was after a failed breakout. This level here was a good sell down. So if you caught any of that sort of 390, 400 down to 350s, that was a good sell point in the market. It made total sense for the rotation. You can see here, focusing on this screen, making sure you can see. You can see yesterday we built up lots, so volume up high. There's your old POC. There's your old value area high. Here is your old value area low, and we are trapped in most of yesterday's volume. Obviously, break below that volume will leave trap buyers up high, and if we reject it, possible rotation, we're going to respect these levels. Failed breakout underneath that will encourage shorts to get in, playing the breakout. We went over this week, reclaim, then we'll probably go back to POC, value area high, and supply overhead. All right. Same rules apply the other way. If we hold and we go back up, we're going to see if we reject this key level, leave these buyers trapped up here and rotate down for a possible rotation day. Or if we go back up, reclaim, get some acceptance up here, build liquidity, new leg higher. Those are the plays today. Those are the plays today. There's not much else to look at right now. Higher time frame, we are still in a bullish market, but we are building a new range. Where you're boxed in is basically here. Right, so we've been here since sort of the close of Wednesday. We had no acceptance under it Thursday, so we came back in. We had no acceptance of over it Friday in Asia, so we came back in. And we're still back in here. Does that make sense? So no acceptance above, no acceptance below, chop zone. All right, this is not an area I particularly want to play in for that reason. You can see why. I do not want to get chopped between, it's not even that big. We're talking about 50, 60 points chop zone. All right, I'd rather wait for this, for this, for this, for this. All right, play the edges or play breakout and holds of the edges. I'm not looking for much more. Let's go up on the low time frame. You can see the exact levels. These are marked out accurately. So value area high of yesterday here. Is that correct? Is that correct? That is not correct. Low. Value area high of yesterday is this red box up here. It's right here, pretty sure. Let's double check. I don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, edge of the red box, value area high. All right, so that's our balance range. It was created in New York yesterday. We were in the same place in Wednesday like we talked about. This is your chop range. This is balance, just like we went over. All right, so you can see overnight, no acceptance above it. There's your bear flag. That is a beautiful breakdown. Fail POC, value area low. Wash under, reclaim. Wash under, reclaim. All right, if they want to be nasty, they go all the way back up. If they fail, shorts can happen under here on a clear rejection. All right, you will need a clear rejection here. Ideally, 1, 2, roll over, use the liquidity if it's going to do that. I would not just be short into this, otherwise you are asking to get trapped. Same thing as yesterday. Anyone who chased that short got trapped down here, right? Same kind of idea. Right, let's have a look at the MAG and the VIX. It's the same thing for ES, by the way, exactly the same. ES is just in the same balance range. All right, if you just zoom out and go to 15-minute, it's exactly the same. Left buyers trapped so far above previous day high, I'd say above here. That's your range. It's where you spent most of the time. Failures below, failures above, same thing. Same thing. I'm not expecting too much until it proves otherwise today. All right, let's have a look at the MAG together. Oh, why that's so far out? Calm yourself. All right, Apple gapping up, but no change. Just in this giant wedge right now. No edge, inside day. Microsoft, that looks like a gap up with strength. Yeah, gapping up with strength. Trying to build out that inverse right shoulder we talked about. There's the downtrend. There's your higher time frame pullback. There's the expansion higher yesterday. Trying to hold on to its gains for a push out at the moment. Same kind of story from Amazon. Looks good. Trying to hold highs. Where is it getting this previous day high from? I mean, clearly there is no previous day high up there. We might have to look at the coding on this. This has gone mental. Previous day high is right here. Goog, flat on the day, inside bar versus yesterday, bit weaker than the others, but it's a big sell yesterday off the earnings. So we gapped up on earnings, we sold back down. Remember, the earnings were strong. It might find a big bid back up to here today. We'll have to see. Meta, inside bar, leaving those highs, trading flat. Nvidia, very much like the market. That's your all-time high test. Well, I'm guessing it's all-time high. Pretty sure it is almost all-time high. There or thereabouts. Failed up there. Trap participants above that at the moment. Rotation down to here possible. See if it finds a bid. If not, all the way back down. Very much like NQ. Tesla. Trading flat here. Remember yesterday, big sell day. You can see the key levels for Tesla right here. Right, all the time they stay heavy, back testing this. Potential sell lower. Reclaim this. Shorts who chased yesterday at the lows. Remember, we'd already gapped down 20, 30 points. Anyone who got short yesterday at those lows, if we get back over this and get acceptance, they are going to get squeezed out of the market on Tesla. So very much a mixed bag. VIX is trading sideways at 1520s right now. As you can see, big sell. Double bottom, higher low. Does it want to try and reclaim some of these levels for a back test of 1620? That's what I'd be asking on VIX. That is what I'd be asking. Everything else looks pretty much the same. Spiders are in sync. Chop range, you can see it here. You can see it doesn't look nice, does it? Chop, 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 fail, back down, fail, back down, chop, 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 chop. That's the main part of the edge, all right? Looks the same. Doesn't look very appealing to me. Q's the same. Failed, back down, failed under, back up, failed over, back down, chop range. Not interested right now. Maybe for a scalp, but nothing else. Interestingly, Bitcoin started to roll yesterday. I don't normally look at this, but it has been leading the market. All right, so worth paying note to. That has been leading the market. Gold also in a sell. Actually hedged to the dollar, as is BTC. So interesting there. Which might mean we go risk off at some point, but we're just going to have to tell. Time will tell, really. Can't think above that. How long we got here? 4 minutes. All right, it's a mixed bag in the mag. Markets are in range. Front runners of the markets, BTC and gold, have been selling off. Let's see who's in there this morning. Morning, Coop, ERF, Thumper, Teresa, Don, Miguel, Chris, Christy, John W, Ryan, Leron, Brandon, Ken, DK, Trentry, Mike, Richard, Ramos, James, Firewater, Peter, Raphael, Eva, Willa, Miguel, Sloth, James, Bart, Arturo, Marek, Greg, JD, Andrew, Owen, John Lucan, Silem, and Bodum. Good morning, everyone. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Who just said that? I would have actually forgotten. Was it Richard? Yeah, 90% off on Apex right now. Code started yesterday. I don't think I've put it in, but FZT, you've got 4 days, I think, to get that. 90% off all accounts, 80% reoccurring. So best sale of the year so far. Probably the best sale they would do. You very, very rarely get 90% off, especially for 4 or 5 days. Those trading bull knocks, you can use FCT 91. That will give you 91% off over there. All the others, the sale ends in 5 days. So your sale for Tradeify, 35% off, code FCT, ends in 5 days. You still have 40% off for Take Profit Trader, code Flowzone over there. I don't know when that will end. There will never be 90% off the course, I'm afraid. My feeling is, Silem, I give enough away for free on YouTube. You might have seen that video that I dropped last night. There's enough edge there for free on YouTube. If you want to get any more than that, unfortunately, you got to pay a little bit of money. 20 hours, you know, it's not a lot to ask. 20 hours, indicator package, Discord for life, $649 would be the best $649 you ever spend. You'll make it back in one trade. Yeah, it would be annoying if that happened, Bowden. So just trapping in range right now. You've got 1 minute to the open. I'm going to get a little refill on my water here, and I will be right back. We will do an Apex giveaway today as well. All right, so any account size that you want, we will do a giveaway. My advice would be to buy the accounts while they're 90% off. And whatever code I give you for the giveaway, probably don't use it straight away. Wait for that sale to end so you get the best value out of that. That would be my advice, but whatever you want. See, Richard, best 649 I spent in my trading. There you go. All right, so we're just testing value area low here. Market opening up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Here comes the market open. Okay, and before I forget, I'm going to get that anchor in because I always forget at the moment. Hopefully that's going to print. If you're going to be kind. There you go. Is it down here? Good. Okay, so a sweep of Globex, sweep of value area low, trade back inside so far. Not in a rush to do anything here. Like we said, we are at the edge of range right now in a range rotational market. If we get a clear breakdown and retest, we can think about shorts. Otherwise, we can think about traps here to come all the way back upside. Market so far, Tesla 1.68% green, Nvidia just gone green to red, Meta's flat, Google almost flat, Amazon's just gone red, Microsoft just gone red, Apple 1/3% up. When I say just gone red, like that, like 0.01% down on the day, right? They're just basically at PDC. One thing we didn't talk about is liquidity on the book. Let's have a look. Nothing huge right now. So some orders to get filled down here. I'm just going to let this settle down, folks. Like I said, we're in range. We know this is higher time frame demand. This is where they've said the last few days it's too cheap. We won't get acceptance under. And we know up here has been too expensive. They don't get acceptance over. So that is giving you 70 points if you absolutely nail side to side. And in between, you've got value. So just lots of patience in this day required, I would say. I am not willing to get chopped up. It is a Friday, folks. You should not be willing to get chopped up either. Do not give your week back on a Friday. Nothing worse. Make sure you are fit and able to be trading right now. Are you coming to the screen with mental clarity? Do you feel mentally and physically able to trade? And if so, you need to be waiting for your A+ setup. If it doesn't come, there's nothing wrong with sitting still. All right. There's nothing wrong with just watching the market and waiting. You cannot just click buttons because you want to get into a trade. BTC now 2% down. I'm just watching that with the side of my eye. Capital Preservation Friday. Yeah, no red folder news. We've had a decent week. We're pinned near the highs. We don't want to give back. Oh, this flipping thing cannot remember not to do this, can it? I want to save that. Apply as default. No, there we go. Without that, please. Thank you. And thicker. So Alex, who's blind, can see. There we go. And a different color. All right. We've got to get up to 100 likes today if we're going to do that giveaway, by the way, folks. So let's get that driving nice and early. Share the stream with your mates on your socials. Let's get it up to 100 likes and we will do a giveaway later. So you can see market starting off by trapping both sides at the moment. Just range. Nvidia 1/3 of a percent down now. Amazon 1/4% down. Rest of the market green. VIX trading in its range as well. So far, cleaned out these lows. Trying to find a bid underneath previous day value to come back into the highs right now. This is overnight point of control where we're trading into right here, right now. This is where all the volume was traded. 71s, most volume traded here overnight. Yeah, Coop saying, if you've had a good week, nothing wrong with sizing down and protecting profits. Quite right. NT Wick didn't take the lows. Did for me. Did for me. I have it trading down to 43. Yeah, same level. Maybe you might be trading, you might be watching micros, not minis. That might be why. Exactly done, yeah. So ES to VWAP. SPY already threw its VWAP. So watching ES into 10s. They get through that, it's got to move to 12s. Not very much. Up at 12s is the start of supply. Yeah, small differences, not a lot. It's just because they're literally trading different They're trading different products on the CME, so the volume traded on that is different. The orders are different. They won't always be identical. They'll be very close, but not always identical. Just having a nice bounce this morning. 2.3% up now. Do the sellers come back in? Amazon in a sell here. Google starting to sell. Nvidia starting to sell. So there's three of them starting to see some profit taking. I want to see if we reach up towards some of these areas first. And if we get stuck, you can see this is a big level here. All the way up to here technically, but like this is sort of the edge of where we failed from. So I'm interested if we reach up into that and fail or not, or if we get acceptance over it. Or if we're going to die, we need to die under here and start rejecting very, very obviously. Starting to see heavy volume come in here. There's still buyers at 35s though. Let's say I thought this chart looked off. It is off. Hello Ninja, wakey wakey. There we go. Okay, so retesting that same level underneath the previous day value. If we get acceptance under here, we can wash right down to 20s probably. There are buyers on the tape down here at 30s. There's your clean out. ES holding very well. ES currently is above previous day point of control. Just so you're aware, there's big divergence here, as we've seen play out all week. If we start rejecting here now, we move under and start rejecting these areas cleanly, then you expect a rotation, maybe to previous week high of 20s. Microsoft might go red here as well. So most of the mag starting to go red other than Tesla. Apple still holding on for now. Decision point for the mag, I'd say they're probably drifting into their area lows. Here you go, is the snap. So lots of buyers here. I want to see if they absorb here and go straight back up or not. And how we react now is important. Come on, you got to go and back test it. Don't just flush all the way down. All of the mag red other than Apple and Tesla right now. Here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, let's see how we act here into this box. If they reject this or value area. If they do a 2 try and fail, we can think about a rotation. If they reclaim, then this is going to be the bear trap and we move right back up towards previous day point of control. ES is still holding previous day point of control right now. Yeah, quite right, Coop, which makes it very, very hard. So this is the back test that becomes key. Do they sell into this, or is it a straight reclaim of everything and this is the bear trap? And if so, we're probably going to aim for up here and then up here. So this is why I'm waiting to see if we get a 2 try and some kind of failure attempt or not. You can see ES very strong, protecting previous day point control, trading back into VWAP, holding its key levels right now. This is the key level for NQ. We're sort of trading into it at the moment. Got to make a decision here. If they're going to sell, they need to really think about selling here. Or just maybe a little peak higher, but here or hereabouts. If they don't, we go reclaim, then we know that bear's probably got trapped playing a breakout short under here or under here. If we reclaim these, then all the way up into here. ES, by the way, is already through its VWAP. ES is absolutely holding good strength this morning. VIX trading down at 15.19. Gosh, thought this cough was going. No such luck. No such luck. Okay, testing here at Globex. ES rejecting VWAP so far, but still holding on pretty well. Too early to say. Bears need to reject this area, basically, if they're going to get a leg down today. If they don't reject this area and we reclaim it, then you would imagine New York Bears just got trapped. Just look at the higher time frame. Think about where we are. This is where we found bids yesterday, right? Thursday. Under here, that was your reversal level. So we're still, in a key area protecting the 5-day. So we can still, if they want, bid right back up. This can be a giant pullback leg to go higher. But just like this, giant pullback leg to go higher. Giant pullback leg to go higher. But we're in a range. We now know there's trap buyers up here. So I'm trying to be cautious, because if they want to be nasty, they do this. I would rather see a very, very clear, obvious rejection with maybe 2, and then here, and then we come and sweep this, and then I'm taking partials down into this. Unfortunately, we haven't got a lot of room to play for at the moment. Range has tightened right up, as has ATR. Trump speaking, is he really? Well, we all know Alex doesn't like trading when Trump talks, so it's been a nice market when he's kept his gob shut the last week. I had so many different fights with China's president. Japan wants to have a weak currency. When you have a strong dollar, you can't sell anything. Wow, so you're basically openly admitting that you're going to weaken the dollar continuously. Good for crypto fans. Let's say that much. All right. Still trading into this key level. We know it's a big level here. Either we get failures here after a few attempts, or they absorb and we trade higher with a bear trap having been set for the day. So just, again, no trades for me yet, folks. I'm just waiting. Not in a hurry here. We know we're in a range right now. There's no clear breakout of the range. We're protecting the same area that we traded into yesterday. We just went in over that. No acceptance underneath 50s basically so far. There's been no acceptance under here yesterday or today. When we get acceptance under there, and I should say if and when, there will be a bigger sell. But until that point, you have to be respecting it. Yeah, Dixie having that bid, which is why Bitcoin and gold have been selling off. There's your reclaim of New York. ES back into VWAP here. SPY over its VWAP. QQQ coming into its VWAP. NQ not there yet. So everything else is up here right now. But I think Dixie's got a long way to go. It's got to reclaim 100 for it to be vaguely interested in calling it having some strength. Okay, ES rejecting view up again. Just building liquidity right underneath it right now. VIX new low of day in the New York session here. Oh, I'll take tablet, that's why. Yeah, it's flick between 5 and 10 minutes for QQQ sloth. I'm not watching every single little move. Starting to feel more and more like those bears got stuck down there at the same level as yesterday. Starting to feel more and more like that as the market starts to go green. Everyone finding a bid here. Apple now green, Microsoft now green, Google green, Meta green, Tesla green. Here is VWAP. We are in a tight range here this morning, folks. There's not a lot to play with. You're in 47-point range here. Just be aware of that. Trump talking about Obama and Clinton. Seriously, mate. Why at the New York Open? Just go back to bed, buddy. I have nothing to do with Epstein. Well, time will tell. I have the right to take over DC. Mate. Yeah, exactly. Ignore the photos of us together. I mean, everyone had a photo with him, to be honest, back in the day. But, I mean, I'm fairly sure he's in the files. I think Elon made that fairly clear. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Okay, yes, it's trapped between VWAP and previous day point of control right now. We are in a tight range. Again, I have not executed anything here. So far, we have failure underneath previous days sort of area and previous day value area low. We're still in a downtrend. We don't have acceptance, you know, above any of these key levels. I'm watching between these. I don't really want to trade between these unless I'm going to trade the absolute edges. Not much on the book. No, I haven't. I heard he complained about it, Ryan. I might watch that later. I heard the White House put in an official complaint yesterday. Ryan saying, "Have I seen the South Park episode?" I mean, I think if you put in a complaint about South Park, you're a bit of a dick. It's like, it's comedy, man. Just get over it. You can't be president and call people like Gavin Newscum and say all these things and then get upset over South Park. Like, you can't. All right, here's opening range high and VWAP. So this feels very much like failure underneath now, doesn't it? And we're going to drive up to here probably at this point. If it can get through that opening range. We still have... Oh, no, it's been set. Sorry, it has been set. So it's your opening range high. Now ES is trading back downside. So divergence remains fantastic. This is fun. ES is stuck right now. VIX finding a bid here, folks. They're going to make this extra hard again. And this is maybe the second or third day this week. This divergence starting to really show. You can see the higher time frame is finding that bid we talked about. All right, no acceptance, traded into here, protected 5-day, back to the first flow zone here on a 30-minute and hourly chart, same thing. Acceptance above here, then we can start drifting higher for the day. They're just making it hard to get involved. So coming up to test previous day point of control, I'd imagine through that we go value area high. Whole market's going to be green here shortly. Nvidia's almost gone green. Amazon's almost gone green. So if you took opening range, I'll be looking for a trade. If you took this long, be very proactive because you're in a range and you'd be looking for previous day point of control and then value area high. If you're waiting for the pullback, you can just wait for it to come back and test it. You'd want to see it hold and you want to see ES break out. This little wedge is building right now, which looks very ugly. Very, very, very ugly. Yes, horrible here. Gross. What are you doing? Wow, man. He must be saying something. Be careful, folks. He's got to be saying something. That is gross. I'm not going to do anything until this man shuts his gob. We're looking at secondary sanctions on Russia. Lower dollar makes tariffs worth more. Man, just shut up. It's Friday at the open. Just fucking shut up. Our job is hard enough. Why does he do it at the open? Like, just piss off. This man. All right, opening range view up, holding. Are we going to go previous day point of control? Are we going to get through that and go value area high? Small size. Here's previous day value, previous day point of control, like we talked about. So if the ARB holds, this trade here we just talked about probably goes to point of control. Acceptance over here, we test the edge of value. This is your range still. Nothing's changed. Well, here to here. This is your range. This is deemed fair value from yesterday. You can see we've poked up into it and we're starting to see some sellers. So everyone who got long under value area high is taking some profits into here. We are just in a range. I just get frustrated because I'm just like, I just want a smooth trading session. I don't want Trump candles. Everyone's like, we want the Trump volatility. Well, I don't. I want him to be quiet so we can trade technical setups, because when he talks, technicals go out the window. The EU may have to buy down their tariffs. What do you mean? To buy down? Yes, trying to get over its view up here. QQQ, look good. All of the market now green. Here you go. So if you're long on this, make sure you're locking a little bit in here and then you're holding for value area high. So lock some in, previous day point of control. And then you're holding for value area high. And if we get through that, we're looking at the Globex levels, right? London 410, Asia 442. That would be a new all-time high. So again, same story here as yesterday. No acceptance underneath this. You can see yesterday did the same thing. No acceptance, drifted up. No acceptance, drifting back up. This is why we don't short under here unless it's very, very clean and obvious. So there's your TP1 if you took it. I know it's not many points, but that's what we're playing with at the moment. We're just in range. So yesterday we spent most of the day in like 100-point range. Ad is plummeting this morning. Yeah, while we're drifting higher. Fantastic. All right, probably previous day value area high looks like it was going to be tested here. Remember, we've got trap buys above that right now. So drifting into it, I'm going to get rid of this because we've got this here. So maybe we get up into that. Is it significantly, sorry, Trader Don, something just popped up to me. If you're trading MQ, is it more efficient or optimal to chart on that asset over NQ? I would chart the NQ over MNQ because there's more volume. So it's going to show you those areas a bit better. I'd always chart on NQ. Always chart on the leading asset, which has the most volume. Same for ES. Chart ES, play MES, for example. Yes, back to VWAP here. Here we go. Trying to get moving. ES is trying to hold its VWAP. MAG, all green other than Amazon, 0.04% down. Alex, last night's video is the best video on YouTube right now for me. Hey, thank you, man. I mean, the MNQ and NQ won't be that different, but you want to be pay attention to the NQ more. For things like when they sweep liquidity, you know, if we're playing levels, give you a good, you know, one of you, I can't remember who said it this morning, might have been Bowden, saying you didn't get a sweep down here. I can't remember. Maybe it was this one, and we had it, actually, in fact, got it. Now we traded lower anyway, so it didn't matter. But things like that become important. Okay, here you go. Like we talked about, if you're in this, hold your runners to up towards previous day value area high. I don't know why it says that. Alex is in full moron mode this morning. All right, so if you've got long down here, or long on the reclaim, or long on the orb, all right, TP1, you should have locked some in. Your stop should be in the money now, and you're looking to see if we can drift up. Make this a bit bigger for you. Sorry, folks. Keep moving it. I don't know. It's probably very annoying. Okay, and we're trading towards that London high here, finding some rejection up there so far. This is where shorts first came in. So we had a sell-off from Asia. This was your lower high, followed by the lower low. The lower high, the top of that lower high is 12, so that's your London level. Liquidity on the book here at 10s, 20s, 25s, not much liquidity. I'm just going to get a tissue here, folks. I'm feeling a bit weird this morning. Yes, failing there again. Did ES take the liquidity? It did. Okay, interesting. So how we act here will be key. How we act at VWAP opening range, lower time frame algo, flow zones, everything stacked together. Do they find bids here? If not, it's a problem. Back to previous day point of control on ES. Chop, 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 chop. Chop and grind, chop and grind, chop and grind. It's what we expected today. It's what we talked about. Why did we expect it? Because it's what we've already seen in this area. All right, we've already seen in this area. Chop, 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 chop. Flush, grind, chop, grind, 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 chop, 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 grind, 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 flush, flush, back to chop zone, chop, 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 chop. Maybe we grind higher, then maybe a flush, and then grind higher, then maybe another flush, and then because it's showing us, that's what it's doing here. This is building liquidity. Right, building liquidity. Not A+ days right now. We're not outside weekly range. We're not outside daily range. We're not outside Globex range. Is he still riveting on? Not a lot of negotiating with Canada. Canada may face unilateral tariffs, well, the market will not like that. Some letters will say 10%, some 15%. Nice one, mate. Be as vague as possible. Most deals are letters instructing tariff rates. We will send close to 200 tariffs. I mean, is he mental? This ends in 5 days. Who reckons we get another delay? Me. I do. I reckon he doesn't commit to anything. Kicks it further down. Hope not. Hope I'm wrong. We've already had 3 months of it, followed by an extra month of it. Okay. Holding that level. Looks like it wants value area high here. ES back to VWAP. Market's going green. ES not really playing ball here. It's above previous day point of control, but it's not getting any acceptance over its VWAP right now. So the chop will continue. Sellers are at 10, 20, or 10, 15, and 25 right now. Is he still riveting on? Yeah. I would use tariff money for rebates to Americans. EU has a pretty good chance of making a deal. I don't want to actually touch anything until this guy shuts up, because you just don't know what he's going to say. And I don't want to have my Friday ruined by some ridiculous candle. There we go. Previous day value area high about to be tested. If we get acceptance over that, we're going to let all these trap balls out of the market. If we reject that, then we probably get a rotation, retest this, and then retest the low again. The liquidity is all higher on NQ. Morning, Bella. How's it going? Good luck on the new Apex sale. Nice of you guys to do 90% again. I'm sure lots of traders here are using Apex. We're doing a giveaway at the end of the stream, well, towards the end. Okay, ES back to previous day point of control again. Not finding acceptance, not finding bids. God knows what POTUS is saying, but we're not getting a smooth action. Chop and grind like we expected. Back to flow zones. Relative weakness in the ES right now. NQ holding up very, very well. All of NQ, all of the Mag 7 green other than Amazon, which is just under 0.25% down. Rest of the market holding up well. Tesla 2.55% up now. ES is just trapped between previous day point of control and VWAP. If it fails here, it might come down and go for that value area low, which is 400. It's only 5 points away. Market in a drift higher. ES not really obeying here. Looks very, very different. Surprise, surprise. ES looking like it wants to trade down towards the lows right now. NQ holding and basing at previous day point of control above its VWAP. Building out lots of volume up here. Yeah, exactly opposite of yesterday. I just keep seeing my financial juice going. So I'm like, what's being said? What is being said? Yeah, everything's sideways. VIX is wedging. ES is stuck in 8-point range. You can see where NQ is right in previous day's value. This is like the choppy zone. We go over it in the video. from last night. Anyone didn't watch that video from last night, go and check it out. This is a perfect example of failures under previous days. Rotation back to previous day chop level. If we get acceptance over, we probably go and test this. If we don't, we come back and test this. Like we're in a tight range right now. We went over this pre-market. Anyone who joined me pre-market, we went over this. We're expecting range rotation inside daily bar. We're inside Globex. We did peak outside of Globex and failed, and we're trading back inside Globex, and we might just drift up into here at this point. If ES can get acceptance over VWAP, which at the moment it can't. But high time frame so far remains bullish. We kept talking about that. Dailies, hourlies, they're still bullish right now. Seems like he's done. I've not seen any comments for a second, but that candle looks like like he's not done. ES rejecting VWAP. VIX trading down as well. So ES trying to trade down, VIX trying to trade down. No bueno. Be patient, folks. Some of you might have got that trade from here to here, or maybe you took the failure underneath. That is your one trade. That's anything else is a runner all the way up here right now. There's no other setup at the moment. Still liquidity, 10s, 15s, and 20s on the book. Still liquidity up there. So they're trying to get filled from here up to here. They're probably long from down here, and they're probably trying to just take some profits into that move. If they lift, I'll let you know. Done with questions. Well, hey, maybe we get a normal market again. Thanks, DK. You're a legend for letting us all know. Oh no, I've just moved a level and I don't know where from. Yeah, M5's trying to go Coop. It's trying to break out, isn't it? Previous day open here as well. It's just huge levels. I might have just put it on slightly wrong, but it's there or thereabouts. 20s. Yeah, no volume lower, I agree, which is why they're just trying to hold it to drift it higher. Normally, when it's a black hole below, we don't go to visit it, but we look like we're building liquidity to go higher here. We're just, with ES so weak, it's a bit of a struggle. This didn't sweep here either. Yeah, I would agree. It looks like we're trying to go up to that value area high from yesterday. It looks like what it's trying to test right now. Yes, back to view up for the millionth time. Is view up a yes? Does he get acceptance through? Or do they sell it 100 times over today? Sellers here, 10s, 25s, 30s, 40s now. 10s, 25s, 30s, 40s, if it's going to get acceptance up here. wants to break out. This is buying continuation pattern. It wants to go. It just needs to see some strength. Amazon's gone red as well, by the way, just so you know. Looks good. ES starting to find some strength here. We're starting to see some follow through. ES peaked over VWAP. Let's see if it holds a bid. 30 seconds left here in this candle. VIX trading low of day. All dips into flow zone since that turnaround have been holding for sure. Can't be buying up here now. You're extended. So if you bought this dip or you bought here, you look good. Here's the push. Remember, they're trying to get up to here. Previous day value, area high, and supply above it. That's where they're trying to get up to. Here we go. Here's the 10s. Do they go 15s, 20, 25, 30, and 40? That's what's on the book. There's your 15s. Expect there to be some sellers up here. People protecting profits and possibly some short sellers coming in, playing range rotation. So make sure you're paying yourself on the way up. There's your flag. Finally breaking out. This is your TP, and then up here for final one, which will be all-time highs. Hasn't quite made it yet. Interesting, on my SVP, including after hours and pre-market, it has made it. 403s. Are we going to get something today? Yes, back to VWAP again. Your range still, we're coming up an hour in the market or 45 minutes. You're still just 85 points range, folks. Just like yesterday. Tight range until we get a clear breakout or failed breakout of this range that we've built for the last definitely 2 days. Did we sweep there? Yep. Okay. We did just sweep some internal liquidity here. And we know trap buyers are up here. So we know this is possible short location. Again, I'm not front running this. If I'm thinking short, I need to play the edges and it would need to be clear and obvious. Otherwise, right now, momentum is upside. But if we're in a range day and they want to just rotate this back down, they can. I would rather it retest up here first, but we just swept some internal, so it's possible. We'll see. And no trades yet, just waiting and waiting and waiting. They're still adding liquidity higher. 20s, 25s, 30s, and 40s are all on the book, waiting to get filled. So first lower high, but it's internal. ES still at VWAP. Got no edge here at the moment, folks. I'm just waiting. Back down to previous day point of control. This was where all the volume was built yesterday. You can still hold this to go higher. Yeah, exactly. QQQ took out previous day highs as well. So I only see some failures here. ES back below VWAP. SPY still above VWAP. Liquidity is still all higher. Man, ES looks... Look at SPY and ES on like a 5-minute chart. It just looks gross. Gross. Starting to see some tapering. But we're still above key levels right now. So protecting previous day value area high for now. Buyers are trapped up here. If they're going to rotate, we rotate here and then here. Too early to call that move right now, I'd say. And the structure being built on ES is going to make it very hard to think about that. And the liquidity is still up higher. Way, way higher right now. Nope, nothing yet. Nothing yet. There were trades setting up for me, but for me, when Trump's talking, I just don't trade. Thought about putting one on. I was like, I'll put a little one on, and I was like, no, don't. Just take it off straight away. Don't do it. Avoid the temptation, Alex. So I put it on and took it off. So I was like, I just don't want to trade when he was talking. He stopped talking now. ES looking good here. Still holding this key level from yesterday. This is now where we've built all the volume today. It's where we built all the volume yesterday. It's going to be a sticky, sticky area. So far for 2 days, right? We've had no acceptance beneath this and no acceptance above this. And this is being deemed the area. This is where we're over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. This is what we talked about yesterday. These are areas people can get chopped up in because it's fair value. We've got lots of selling and lots of buying activity at the same area. I can't help the market, folks. I can't make it do what we want. It's one of those. Last few days have been pretty good. We'll get something. We will get something. At least half of you watching right now, though, have not smashed that like button. And all we need to do is get to 100 likes and we'll do a giveaway. So all you got to do. Still holding previous day point of control. Still not fully tested up here. Previous day value area high. Previous day high. Globex high. All-time high. Still not done this move yet. Still leaving buyers trapped up here for now. So if they're going to sell, I want to see them sell under here, not protect it. This is what's going to make it tricky. It's where the volume is today and a rotation. Or that. right now, I just don't really want to trade in this location. ES coming back to view up again. Don't know how many more times ES can peak up and fail like this and leave those lows. There's so many stops now down at 02s, 402s. I just showed up at 390 on the tape. Is there anyone lower? No. All right, there's a buyer at 390 on the tape. Sellers 425s, 430s, 440s. This is trading, folks. Waiting, waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and waiting. This is trading. Starting to see us go sideways here. All right, strong trend. Attempted bull flag, push out. This low created this high. This is now internal inside here. This is tapering. Oh, can't draw it very well. This is where we're currently boxed in the New York session. Lots of participants will be getting chopped up in here while it makes its decision. I do not want to be one of the participants being trapped liquidity. I want to play once one side is clearly trapped. ES starting to let go here. Back under its VWAP. Does it protect this low, or is it going to actually give a move back down to clear out those 402s we just talked about? Every time it's come down here, ES, it keeps absorbing. But look at 402s on ES. It looks gross. Let me check the book on ES. Both sides. Not nice. ES back to previous day point of control. All right, so ES point of control is down here from yesterday. It's doing the same kind of thing as we are. Right, here you go. Stop disappearing. See, we're protecting this little low volume node here. Once we get a break of that, you might get a proper liquidation break if they let it go. Otherwise, they keep protecting. Lots of games. Remember, high time frame right now is in a drift higher. Daily chart, drift higher. Hourly chart, drift higher. Finished its two-leg pullback with a failed breakdown. It's trading back upside right now. It's going to make it hard because the best location for longs was underneath here. Not now. So now really, if you think about longs, technically speaking, you need to let this break out up here, come back, and hold this area to go. And it needs to build volume up here to do that. You do not want to see this. Right? That's the risk right now because we know buyers are trapped up here from overnight. These guys are trapped. We know they're trapped because we didn't let them out. But if we get all the way up here and we build liquidity, then we're going to go breakout. It's boring, man. This is boring. Unfortunately, we got a boring session. Yes, I needed this. Thank you. Get the quiz out. We might have to get the quiz out. We might end up doing the quiz. Don, on the footprint chart for the last 15 minutes, where's your POC? Is it right here? 400. Let me have a look. Yeah, bang on 400. I knew it. Or at least on a 30-minute it is. I knew it. 4 to 405, yeah. Battleground, man. I need to get an ant farm to stay busy. They're adding lots of liquidity here. 15s, 20, 25, 30, 40s. They really should be trying to go up there and fill it, but they're obviously really struggling. They're really struggling. Do you guys actually want to do a quiz? Is this genuine after what we did last week? Do you want quiz time again? I'll go and get my quiz hat and put it on. The quizzes were so bad, though, folks. We're going to have to do something fun. We're going to have to do something different. Yeah, but a better quiz. Yeah, they were so bad, weren't they? Right, let's give it till 11 o'clock. Let's let it make another. So in half an hour, let's let it finish building this out. Get another hourly candle, just because I think we might get a trade at that point, and then after that we can do one. Session POC, yeah, 402. Yeah, I mean it's no different. It's no different. Oi! My gut says they want to go higher and fill these participants, but it's not really. Not seeing in that like big market order come in. Maybe now they're trying. They've tried a couple times here. 420, 425, 430 is another market buyer trying. They're trying. They are trying. Delta's still not positive for me on the session, which is weird. Is that correct? I'd be surprised. Super positive ES. I've got negative delta on NQ. Maybe that's wrong for the day. Cash open delta. It should be cash open unless I've accidentally changed it. Is there any relevance to the last time we built liquidity in this area overnight from 1 to 230? Yes, absolutely. All right, this is where the buyers are stuck. This liquidity build are bears getting involved in the market, or maybe bulls tried here, but you got a liquidation break. So we know shorts are in control from here, bears are stuck from here. If we get acceptance over this, over value area high, we are going to let these guys out. If we get acceptance and we build, I'd be pretty bullish on the day, to be honest, because that would be a giant cup and handle. If we just sweep this and fail, or we drive into this block and fail, so far we've swept it and failed, then it means shorts can keep getting involved. But right now, I'd be very cautious. We're not seeing something to short off at the moment. Remember, we talked about pre-market having some sort of 2 attempts. The problem is we built all this volume here now, all this support structure here now. It wasn't like if we'd done this morning, boom, 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 then we can get short here, can't we, for a rotation? But we've built out all of this, which will mean if we get a liquidation break, it will be heavy because there's lots of buyers in here. But if we go above, we have a lot of support structure. Right, initial balance now set, folks. So far, standard initial balance day. We are inside IB across both indexes. VIX new low of day. I am somewhat surprised we're not moving higher here, I'll be honest, given what's on the book, but heavy delta there. Every selling came in. Make your mind up. Back down to this area. If they start letting go, we get liquidation break. It's coming. If they don't hold it, it's coming. ES back to VWAP. Oh my God. How many times we said that today? Do you pay attention to the opening range, high and low, once the IB set? Yeah, if we've used it, and we have used it today, you can see this was a big level. Here's a big level. This is the pivot which we're holding right now here. So this is your RBS sort of down into that opening range. It's getting tight here. Someone's going to lose soon. One of these sides is going to get hurt very, very soon. Surprised they haven't gone and taken all that liquidity at 20s and 30s and 40s, but not too late. It's not too late. They're sort of wedging in at this point, aren't they? Think about this. That's what you're building at this point. Sticky area. What do we say about this area in the video? It's where people get chopped up. Think about this. If you got long here, you got washed out. You got short here, you got washed out. Same thing over and over again. Not a location I like to trade around. Exactly, Don. Exactly. I'd say even up here, 90s, 93s, 90s. They can wick down and absorb it, but that's you can see it here. You can see all these bottoms here. Yes, looks like it wants to go IB high now. Can he make its mind up? 129 of you watching. We will be doing a giveaway when we get 100 likes on here. We're almost there. We've got 84 likes. Boom, there you go. Told you, someone's going to get hurt at some point. There you go. Someone got hurt. The person that got hurt were the short sellers. So at some point, this is the liquidity build. It trap. Always someone will get hurt. We build liquidity to use it. That's why I said do not become the liquidity. It's not an area I want to trade in. Where have we traded right up to? Value area high and seeing some rejection there. Just making sure there's no news on this push. I think it's probably more likely to just be someone stuck. And it's a big push up to supply and failure. So everyone forced their way short here, push up, and smart bulls have sold into that push. Is there any news to accompany that move, or was it just people getting liquidated? I think it might have just been people getting liquidated. All right, so hopefully that made sense to you. Anyone that watched that video last night, we talked about this exact thing. We talked about how we go from one side to the other side. This is no different to your H1 blocks or anything else. However you want to draw it out and make sense of it, you can go down to a time frame. You can see quite clearly here, support structure down here is your RBS level, and supply up here. So we've traded from one, failed, back to the other, retested. Higher time frame narrative remains to go higher right now. Daily wants to move higher. Like I said, I was surprised we didn't come and clear out all those sellers up here, which we are now starting to do. We failed one tick in front of previous day high there, by the way, folks. So at the very least, even if you haven't got a trade like me today, at the very least, I should have kept you safe. I was saying, if I was going to look for anything there, it would probably be a bullish move to clear out that liquidity, which we still haven't done. They've re-added on 25, 30, and 40. And there's no real short here until there's a clear failure underneath. Where did we say? Sort of 90s, edge of this, 90s, yeah. So this is just all building liquidity still. We talked about it. Build, 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 build. Imagine you were a short seller of, you know, hundreds of thousands of contracts here, and it got to here and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm the wrong side of this. Let me just cover now and get out. Or boom, that gives the move, all right? That's a market cover. Straight out of the way. It was actually very aggressive buying is what it was. You can see it right here on the book. Right, so we had 41 lot, 100 lot, a 213 lot, and a 477 lot. All right, so they absolutely cooked the shorts in there. EU officials and diplomats, European framework trade deal with US could happen this weekend. Well, everything's got to, I don't know why people are so surprised. The date was August 1st, unless I'm mistaken. August 1st, right? Have I got it wrong? Is it August 5th or something? But it's August. That's next week. We already kicked the can another few weeks. It's next week. They got to do a deal. Otherwise, we're in no man's land again for another 3 months, probably. Mental. It's crazy when they're like, oh, we're going to get a deal done this weekend. Well, you better get a deal done because it ends on the 1st. Mental. Yeah, but August 1st. Good. I wasn't mental. It was August 1st. Thought it was August 1st. Yeah, deals have to be done by August 1st with everyone, with every single nation that they're putting a tariff on. The deadline is August 1st. It was earlier this month. They kicked it down the road after a 3-month pause. All right, still holding bullish order flow for now. Still participants to get filled at 25, 30, and 40. MAG, other than Amazon, is all green. I'll give you a readout. Tesla, 2.36% up. NVIDIA, 1/3% up. Meta, 1/4% up. Google, 1/3% up. Microsoft, 1/3% up. Apple, 0.5% up. Amazon, 1/3% down. We so far are not getting acceptance above initial balance high, so you can think about the IB trade. However, the spiders and ES are getting acceptance above previous day high and previous day value area high right now. All right, so spiders are up here and finding acceptance for now. So just be aware of that. So we flipped. The assets have just flipped to SPY being strong. Again, I've not traded today. Well, I have. I put a trade on and I took it straight off. I thought better of it. It's the little devil on my shoulder being, go on, get in, don't worry about Trump. So I did, and I took it off straight away. I can show you. Like, it's literally a tick, okay? In, out. I was like, no. Don't do that, Alex. Okay, ES coming to backtest IB high here. We are coming to backtest the same level we've been at. We have seen some failures above previous day value area high. If we cannot hold bids above here, there is technically a range rotation short. It's very tight because you've got VWAPs here, previous day close here, but technically it's horrible because the RR doesn't work out. But technically there is a short from here to TP1, TP2, TP3 if we go into range rotation. I don't like the RR because this to this is not very far, is it? That's what you're playing, Ramos. You're playing the rotation. Oh, good for you. Nice trade. Makes sense. It's a technical setup. Totally makes sense to play technical setups, doesn't it? We had a clear out. We failed above previous day value area high. There's your initial balance. Rotation would be previous day point of control. VWAP, if you're playing IB, you're looking VWAP. If you're playing previous day value area high, you're normally playing point of control. If we fail that, then you're going all the way back down to here. And I would respect this. This is PDC down here. You can see we held here this morning. That's probably a nice RBS level. Yep. So far, we are just in sort of a channel drift higher. Something like this is what we're currently in. All right. Hey. VIX new low day. Looks like it's coming for previous day low here on the VIX. Still just 85-point range here today, folks. If you're wondering why I'm sat still and not so interested, it's because we're in a range rotation day and we've got 85 points of range to play from extreme to extreme, which means realistically we're probably playing in 50, 60 points range, which means realistically your stop is probably the same size as your TP. So at the moment, although there's trades there, they're not trades I love. That doesn't mean they can't be trades you love. They're just not trades I love. Just going to check the mag here. Tesla's starting to find some sellers up here. Nvidia the same. Meta at VWAP. Apple failing at yesterday's highs, but trying to build to get through it. Microsoft looks pretty good. Amazon at lower day. Google rejecting VWAP. Trading lower. Complete mix. I wouldn't say they look strong though. So we're just drifting here. All right, 11 more likes. We need 11 more likes to give away a free Apex account any size. Like I said, it will be a code. I won't be buying it for you. So if you want to wait and use that code after the sale, you can. My advice right now would be to use the 90% sale while it's there. If you're trying to trade 50k accounts, I think it's like $16 right now. Load up on the 50k accounts, get them passed, get your reserves in. And then if you win this contest and you have something where you blow up or something goes wrong or you haven't been able to afford one, then you can use it when they're full price or more of a price, and keep the code in the bank, so to speak. Unless you can't afford $16, which is also fine, you can just use it. But I would say use that sale while it's there. These sales normally happen once or twice a year for 90%, and that's it. Oh my gosh. I mean, most of the time here has been spent between 90s and 410s. I mean, do you see why I'm still and not bothered at the moment? Hopefully you can understand. It doesn't make for a fun stream, I know. You need someone screaming and shouting at you, making loads of money. But if you're making loads of money in this, all you're doing is oversizing. You cannot make loads of money in 20 points. All right, what I would be interested in from feedback from you lot, do you like the current screen setup? Or would it be more beneficial to have this main chart bigger for you? It's taking up a lot of the screen, but I could obviously I could get rid of some of these borders and make it bigger. Is that more beneficial for you? Would you like bookmap in the corner? I think you all said you want bookmap. How can we make this stream better? What would help you guys and make this stream better? I'm always looking to improve the stream, so any feedback welcome. You want me to do a poll, Coop? So bigger and bookmap, it sounds like. Okay, let me put this on. All right, ES driving out here, trying to get to previous day high. Looks like lots of you. Bigger input map, bigger input map. Where I'd put bookmap would be probably to replace one of the adverts. I'd have to rejig it around a bit. Yeah, it would just be a small one in the corner, but at least you'd be able to see the levels. Teresa, red and green candles. I don't use red and green candles. I never have and never will. I don't like them. Sorry. All my candles. These are my colors for me now. The flow zone colors. I actually prefer these on NinjaTrader. It looks better. But yeah, it's trading back into the middle of this up slope, back into the initial balance high, previous day value area high up here. We've still yet to have acceptance over it. All right, 66%. Well, I know what I'll be doing this weekend then, having to fix this for you lot to make you all happy. You greedy lot. I'm only joking. I'll get that sorted for next week. Any other improvements? If there's something that you're like, that would really help the stream, that would look good, that would help me as a trader, let me know. Makes no difference to me because I'm trading what's right here in front of me on NinjaTrader. This is, for me, I use this as education to help you. This is not what I execute off. Stuck there at IB again, back to flow zones again. The chop continues again. There are other channels that stream NQ, Bookmap Live. You can keep the window on the side. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Dano, is to replace, probably above my head, just above my head, we put like a small bookmap there. Can we put ES over your cam? No. I always tell you what's happening there anyway. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Trend Tree. Right above my head, we'll put bookmap. Where the advert is, we'd rejig it around and we'd put bookmap there. What I might need to do that to make it more useful for you is to make one of my screens horizontal. I have a play at the weekend. Yeah, they pulled 400. I see them now. 390, 385s down there now, and pinned at the upside. They pulled full 25s and they've gone back to 430, 440. So we're just pinned. I don't want to. I know we're drifting higher, folks. I get it. We're drifting high, and you could be like, oh, I could have made money here, but like 10 points, like the buying opportunity. Unfortunately, this morning, the buying opportunity, like we talked about, was under old value and on a reclaim here, and then we had Trump talking. So this is where I was like, I'm going to get in. I think it was like here or here. And I took it straight off because I was like, Trump's talking. What if he says something horrible about China tariffs? So I was just like, just take it off, Alex. Don't even bother. So it's not that I didn't want to trade this. Like, we have the buy signal. We're going bullish. We've trapped underneath. We've done everything I want to see. But when Trump talks, it takes my edge out of the market. And I would rather on a Friday have a flat day than have a big FU candle to the downside when I'm long because he says something like, yeah, it looks like we're not going to do a deal with China. Something like that would ruin my weekend. And my job today, although I'd love to make lots of money, my job today is to make it to Monday. Can you change it so that the ad scroll area is smaller? Yeah, I'm going to double stack them above. I can do that. Out of interest, what do most of you watch the stream on? Are you on a tablet or a phone or one of your screens on the PC, or do you have it on your TV? Because I think that makes a difference as well. PC, yeah, most of you on PC. Most of you PC here, I think. For Apex, do the same rules apply during evals? No. There are no rules during evals other than the trailing drawdown. So, not that I'm telling you to do this, but if you technically want to sling on a 50k account 10 minis and try and get to 3k straight away, that's it. You can do it. You can. I've passed Apex accounts in 5 seconds before. No joke, because if I trade them and I don't care and I'm like, I just want these passed, and I wait for like an FOMC day or something like that, and you just send it long on a key area, you know. But I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just giving an example. You can pass instantly if you want. It's not how I would advise you doing it. I'd advise you taking your time and trading them properly. But my point is, there are no rules that other than the trailing drawdown. The rules all come into effect when you get into a PA account. Not like some of the other places, like Trade Day is more rules in eval really than it is in the actual accounts. All right, back to trend again, back to point of control on the session again, back towards previous day point of control again. Still failing previous day value area high, still in this choppy range up here. Michael's saying don't do that. Yeah, I agree with Michael. I'm saying don't do that, but like I will do that every now and again but I'm confident in my setup and I want them passed quick. I won't do it regularly, but if I need something passed, I will do that. Yeah, it will give you terrible habits. It's totally correct. If you can't distinguish between the two trades, it will. Okay, back to 90s again. By the way, ES is still over value area high and initial balance. NQ relative weakness here. Market all green other than Amazon. We are back to previous day point of control again. So we've just rotated from value area high. So forget who was doing it. Ramus, you should be covering some of yours down here. Just small size. This is a key level. Then you're looking for VWAPs. Okay, so you are short 406s. Risking here. You should be taking some covers down here. Just paying yourself and moving your stop even. You do not want this to return at this point. Buys here at 1980s. We know this is the big level. We know this is the big level. Here's 90s. ES starting to rotate back down towards initial balance here. So you might get your VWAP here, Ramos, and that would be your next TP. And if it fails, then I would watch opening range high, because that's where we broke out from today. And if you get really lucky, you get value area low. I think it's unlikely to do that unless the mag really starts selling. Yeah, like I said, folks, I'm not telling you to do that. It was more of me giving an example to Andrew, or ASSD, I think his name is in the chat, that the rules do not apply to the evals. You do not have to do 8 days. You do not have to trade the same size all the time. You don't have to worry about 30%. None of that applies. That's all it was. Yes, Tyson. Oh my God, that, I'm telling you, that is making me more happy. I had this discussion with my wife last night. I was like, if Tyson can stick to this for 20 or 30 days, it's going to change his career. High five, mate. Honestly, it actually makes me emotional to think about the conversations we've had over the last few months, everything you've gone through, and now you're 3 for 3. Fantastic. Fantastic, mate. Sticking to one trade. Make one trade your bread and butter. Take that trade every day. Ignore everything else. Watch how your career changes. Fantastic. Clear out of the highs. You go IB, back down towards VWAP, locking it in. Thank you very much. Walk away for the day. And how much better do you feel now, mate, knowing that, hey, 3 for 3. You're shooting 100% since we had that conversation in 3 trades. Fantastic, mate. Well done. Well done. Very proud of you, mate. It takes discipline to do that. And it's that kind of discipline that's going to change your career, because you're going to see, hey, I don't need to trade everything all the time. Really proud of you, buddy. What a different weekend you're going to have now to when we talked Monday, Tuesday. Tyson is a perfect example for all of you folks, how sticking to one trade plan will get you paid. Even if it doesn't turn up that day, that's fine. You don't take it. But the days it shows up for you, you take it, you execute it. Win or lose, you execute it the right way. You stick to your process. If you've got edge and an IB to VWAP, I promise you will give you edge, especially in range rotating markets, and you make money. Very, very, very happy for you, buddy. 5 more likes here needed, folks, and we will do a giveaway. Man, honestly, Tyson, I actually feel emotional for you. That is like such a breakthrough moment. Massive breakthrough moment. I don't think you realize how big it is to be able to stick to that. Sizing way, way down to much more comfortable. Exactly. Everything we talked about. You build the process. I was going to do a video on this in a couple of weeks, but I'll talk about it now because I had a talk with Glenn in Discord about it. We actually met up in person, had a chat about it. And let me just talk through this. When you trade, you will learn, and if you do the course, you're going to learn the broad, big picture aspects of the market, right? We learn everything about the market because it's important you understand how and why the market works, how we build liquidity and how we use the liquidity. And within that spectrum, because that's all the market is, build and search for liquidity. That's it. You will have trade setups. And I gave Glenn an example like this. I told Glenn the same thing as you're doing. Stick to one trade. So Glenn's moved up to a 5-minute, for example. All right. You're just going to play bull flags and bear flags and continuation phases of the market for trending days. Once you've nailed that, you're going to play initial balance rotation. Let's just take those 2 trades. So trend day, bull flag and bear flags, continuations, off flow zones on a 5-minute, and in rotation days, initial balance to VWAP. Then what you do is you stack them together, right? So let's say rotation day, or let's say here, okay, bull flag all the way up, sold. Rotation day, down, sold. If they build another 5-minute bull flag and there's liquidity, sold. Now you had 1 trade, 2 trade, 3 trades, stacking things together. All you're learning is basic building blocks. And the way I explained it, if anyone's like gone to the gym and done weightlifting, if your personal trainer comes to you and they says, hey, we're going to go into a competition for like Olympic clean and heave or clean and snatch. Imagine that. Imagine they're like, we're going to enter you in a competition for clean and snatch. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to work on deads. You're going to work on deads first because your hamstrings need to be in a good scenario to do the first part of the clean, right? So you work on deads and then you start working on the clean. Then after months and months of doing that and knowing that you're strong enough and you understand what that clean looks like, you're going to work on the snatch, just the snatch, here to here, here to here, here to here, for months and months and months and months and months. And then you're going to work on a shoulder press, the heave, right? Constantly building that repetition. Okay, so now you can do the 3 movements and your body and mind understands what you're doing. And then you're going to go clean to snatch, clean to snatch, clean to snatch, repetition, clean to snatch, which might be your IB to flag breakdown or IB low to flag breakout. And then eventually you're going to go clean to snatch to heave, which might be your IB low to VWAP, your VWAP, or a bit IB low to VWAP, your VWAP to IB high, your IB high to trend day, all right? And that's how you dial it all together. Does that make sense? It's building blocks. It's building blocks. We can't do everything in one go. You can't be an IB rotation trader and a trend day trader and a reversal trader and this and this and this and this all in one go. It takes years and years and years and years. And even then, it's better to refine it. And like I said yesterday, if you want to understand that, go and read the book, Golf is Not a Game of Perfect. Go and read that. It's a silly book. But once you read that, come and speak to me on Monday on stream. We'll have a chat about it because it's only a 3-hour book. But it will make you understand you don't need to do everything all the time, all right? Your job is not to trade every setup, right? Your job is not to make money every day. Your job is to make sure over a long career that you're able to make money consistently in a stress-free environment. You don't want to turn up here every day anxious. You want to turn up being like, hey, 60% of the time, 70% of the time I win. Or maybe the other way around, 30, 40% of the time I win. But when I win 8R, 9R, 10R. And when I lose 1R. That's also fine. Tyson, oh yeah, listen to the whole book yesterday. Really good stuff. I mean, it's silly, but does it make sense to you? The 8-iron analogy. That's what you're doing right now. The initial balance is your 8-iron getting around the course, right? One good club that you're good with, you can get around a whole course and shoot better getting around that course than taking a driver out. Hopefully that makes sense. For some people, that's gone, what are you on about? But if you read it, really help. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. It didn't hit VWAP right. No, it's not yet, but it's got pretty close. I mean, it got 2 points away. All right, very, very, very close. So nothing wrong. And TP1, remember, because we cleared out value area high, TP1 was previous day point of control. This is a good trade. And if we build out liquidity, we might test this. And if we reclaim, we're going to go higher. There's nothing wrong with locking in on the way down, is there? Never anything wrong, especially in a range day, with paying yourself some money, like we always talk about. Bro, I actually decided to learn Olympic lifting about a month ago to help me recover from surgery. Been doing exactly all that in the gym. Oh, I love it. That's funny. Trentry, yeah, makes sense. Willa Williams, excellent analogy. Not like FSP. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, folks. All right. Well, we somehow made it to 100. Fantastic. We'll give it 10 minutes and then we'll do the giveaway. How are we going to do this giveaway? Okay. Democracy here. Shout my name 3 times. What, like a genie? Liquidity stacking on the book here, both sides. So still just trapping. No full breakdown of that level. Still protecting this node here, right? We talked about this node, still protecting it. Drag this out a bit. Point of control is just stacked on yesterday. This is a balanced day so far. So yesterday was balanced in here. Today so far is balanced in here. Now, if we remain like that, what do you think is going to happen? This is what's happening with volume. Come Sunday, Monday, we're either above or below that, and someone is going to get really, really hurt, which is why I'm not too bothered right now. Maybe we do it in the afternoon, but at the moment, I'm leaning towards Monday we get a big trade. And I would not be surprised if there's a short setup coming in this market. ES back to initial balance again. Or previous day value area high and IB. They're both in the same kind of spot right now. This has gone a bit dark. There we go. No, don't want that. There we go. God, that feels bright now. All right, you all just want random. It's just random. No one wants to play. No one's like, I want to put my knowledge to the test. Sorry, you couldn't see what I was talking about, could you? I was on the wrong screen. So if we think about yesterday's balanced area, yesterday, most of the volume was done in here. Today, so far, most of the volume is being done in here, right? So if you think about, we're getting tighter and tighter in terms of volume. So if we get Monday opening up here, we're going to look for this. Opening up here, we're going to look for this, right? Because we're going to have 2 days. If we stay like this, basically, is what I'm saying for most of the day, and we close somewhere inside, as long as we close somewhere inside of here, right? Then come next week, you got to think about Monday participants are here. Sorry, Thursday participants are here. Thursday night participants are stuck up here. Friday participants are here, right? If we close somewhere in here. So if we open up down here, then you've got basically Thursday night, and Friday all trapped. If we open up here, then we're looking for that. Yeah. So I don't mind if we sit in a balanced range here all day and I don't trade, because I know if we do that, we've got 2 sets of participants trapped. What does that look like on a daily? It's real simple, isn't it? It looks like exactly what we've got here. If we open up down here, or we drift down here on Monday and we start rejecting this balance range, where do you think we're going to retest this? If we fail that, where are we going? Retest this. If we fail that, retest this. Lower Bollinger Band. That is a full reversion. Maybe it pukes more. I don't know. If we hold this balance range and we gap up, where are we going? We're going to let these bulls start expanding again like this and give ourselves room to go up in the trend. So I'm not trying to pick the top. I'm more talking about if we gap down or gap up next week. We are building significant amounts of volume here. Oh, why is that not drawn again? I'm having a nightmare here, folks. Last time I'm doing this, because Alex is in full idiot mode. That is Thursday. That is Thursday night. This currently is Friday. Okay, so Thursday participants, Thursday night participants, Friday participants. If we stay, as long as we close in this range, I'm looking to see if we open outside of this range for failures next week, outside of this range for extensions next week, for Monday. Because this right now is building out a huge amount of volume in here. Think about how many people are here. All right. Might just be an option burn, can also be an options burn. I'm sure there's expiries today. P-shaped distribution. Yes, but remember the previous day, which I've probably got rid of. That's Wednesday. Balance day. P-shaped for now, but not above the old balance. So this is a big level up here, which is why I'm saying if we gap up, we're looking for a hold. If we gap down, we're looking for a rejection. Yeah, because you've got balance here, rejection of the low, P-shape here, but rejecting the high so far. These participants are still trapped right now. And until they're out, I'm not believing that we're going for higher prices until they're out, which is why today the thesis was breakout, pullback, hold, fail, breakout, rotation, fail, breakdown, rotation, which is what we got. Unfortunately for me, Trump ruined that potential trade setup. All right, drifting and drifting and drifting here. All right, let's do this giveaway then. I'm going to have to get this up. So you will win any Apex account that you want, any type of account, any size. What I'd ask as a favor is if you can follow me on X and Instagram at Flowzone Trader, it would be appreciated. Just trying to find the giveaway here. Here we go. I do have TikTok, but I don't really use it. I only just started it the other day. But like, okay, so all my stuff, I'll put it in here while you guys are asking. All right, this is my X. And Instagram is just at Flowzone Trader. Everything's always at Flowzone Trader. Anticipate. Okay, please make sure you do it lowercase. You only need to do it once. Don't spam the chat. Otherwise, what will happen? It will remove you. Okay, the keyword, all you've got to do is type in chat weekend, lowercase. Don't type it multiple times. Otherwise, Nightbot will remove you and then you won't be entered. So just weekend. That's all you got to type in. And we give you guys 5 minutes to do it. All right. When we get to, or 4 minutes from now, when we get to 11:20. Anyone can win, but if you're subbed or a member, you do have an increased chance of winning. Market looks like it's going to go for highs here. Lots of you not entered so far. 114 of you watching. A lot of you have not entered All you've got to do is type weekend for your chance to win an Apex account. All right, I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right. 90 seconds left here, folks. If you're watching on stream, all you've got to do is type weekend, lowercase, only need to type it once. Pick a winner here in 90 seconds. Make sure you're typing it lowercase, folks. Still liquidity on the book. Starting to slow down. Let's have a look at ES. Out of interest. Same thing. Stack both sides. No edge in the market right now. Feels like it wants to drift higher, but again, we're just trading between point of control, where we've built up this, RBS levels and SBR levels. Just not, there's not enough edge, not enough room in this for me right now. Basing above here, this was probably the long entry, really. Hold of 91. If we get acceptance over 40, then we're going to trade into 420. And if we get build acceptance in here, then we can break out today. If they really want to go for it today, which they might well do. All right, let's pull this winner. Good luck, everyone. Someone's going to win. Man, I don't know if he'd won before, but he's... Have you won before? Richard, it's you. There you go. Don't know if you'd won before, but you've won an Apex account. I don't know if that's first time or not, but congratulations. I can send you the code on Discord. It's not rigged. It's not rigged. First time, there you go. It's not rigged at all. You can see that I pull, it's completely random. Completely random. Yeah, I will send it to you on Discord once we get off stream, my friend. If that's okay. It's his first time, so it's definitely not rigged. It's his first time winning. If anyone hasn't already, you can sign up to the newsletter. It will come on Sunday. So the first one went out last week. It gives you a market outlook for the week, what we're potentially looking for, any big data points for you to be prepared. Nightbot will have posted that. We're going to trade together for another 40 minutes. See if we get a setup here. Again, initial balance holding for now, but you can see we're trying to hold here to see if there's acceptance up into these levels. Tesla now almost 4% up. Really nice recovery. No worries, Richard. Congratulations. Oi! Got a feeling they're going to trap buyers? Maybe. Maybe. VIX is starting to try and find a bid. ES is starting to look a little bit weaker here, trading back down to initial balance, but it's tricky. You've got to be playing right on the edge, otherwise there's just not enough RR. Like if you play here short and they cover here, you're 1-to-1 both sides. There's no edge here. Unless you got that spike here or you took this breakdown here, which is what Ramos took, 407s, 406s, and covering into these lows, there's not much edge in the market at the moment. So it's it's a slow drift higher. And remember, the higher time frame is holding key levels. If we think about this, this is the new swing point, right? That broke us out. We pull back. That's the lower high. That's the higher low, sorry. Higher high. This is a swing point that held. That can still be a higher low. We can still go and drift higher. This is why I was saying I don't want to be too bearish today unless we get stuck underneath this point for a possible rotation. I think there's a good chance they have a little clean out of some of these highs, and then we can see what's what for next week. Oh, there we go. And now it's doing it. Got caught talking. Whenever that happens, I always think of The Incredibles. What they're like, the rules in The Incredibles: never get caught monologuing and never wear a cape or something. Love that film. Love that film. So it's slow drift higher. Remember, we're near all-time highs, higher time frame, drift higher. You've got to think about coming into the weekend. Who would you not want to be? I would not want to be a short seller holding over the weekend in case we get positive news. Because if you've been a bull, you're probably well in the money. You're probably more comfortable to hold. If you're a short seller going into the weekend, it's probably a little bit squeaky. Just seeing, we're 10 more likes away from 5,000. That's pretty cool. Maybe we'll do a giveaway for 5,000 likes next week. Firewater, I bought a TPT account an hour ago. How the hell do I set this thing up? I feel like I've missed a step myself. Is that your first one, Firewater? It's the same process as anything else. So they should send you, I'm assuming you did it on Tradeify. They will send you your logins. If not, you'll be able to get it from the back end. And then just set it up normally. I don't know what you're trading on. Sorry. So if you're trading on Ninja, you just set up the same way you would anything else. Go to a Ninja connections, is it? I'm trying to think. Configure, select Ninja, and then change that connection type, connection name. You can just put TPT or whatever you want, and then enter your username and password, and then that's it. You're done. Yeah, nice and easy. Michael T. 53106. Woot. I just passed 5 of these. I'm not going to say the other word. Congratulations. Are those Apex? Those new Apex accounts? Congrats, my friend. Super easy to set up, though. Congrats. All right, so failing initial balance again here. Liquidity is still above and below 430s, 440s, and 95s. All right, liquidity above and below right now. Yeah, so just do exactly the same one that you did with Apex, exactly the same way, but just with your new logins from TPT. So back to flow zones. ES now comfortably holding over previous day value area high. So ES is building acceptance over it. We are not on NQ yet. MAG is about to go all green. All right, the MAG is about to go all green. Trying to build that inverted head and shoulder look, but your location for the long is not good here, but that's what it's trying to build to go higher right now. So absorption there on the tape. It's the first time today I've seen someone trying to absorb 50 lot at 10s. Amazon very close to going red to green here, folks. What's MAG? Magnificent 7. So the biggest 7 stocks in the market because they are 60% of the NQ. All right. So when they're all trading in unison to the upside, then the NQ is likely to remain bullish, which is what you're currently seeing. So Amazon is about to go red to green. Everything else is already green. That's why I have it on my side monitor. Fangs, yeah, basically same thing. Mag 7. Previous day high coming up here, folks. Remember, this is the area where we've failed to get acceptance in. This is where trap buyers have been. If we get acceptance above that, we can complete a huge inverted head and shoulder or cup and handle, however you want to look at it. If we get acceptance up here, we are going to complete this huge thing here to go higher. If you think about Sunday's newsletter, I said every single move higher has been a bear trap. We've had no acceptance. Every single move higher has been a bear trap to go higher, to go higher. Think about this leg. 1, 2. This is your third one this time, and then in we go. So into a key area. You cannot start a new long up here. You're either already in or you're flat on the day like me. Could I link what you're looking at for me at MAG? As in the names, do you mean? Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta, Nvidia, Tesla. Those are the names. So back to IB. Do we get acceptance of IB here? And if we do, we might go all-time highs. There's a spike through previous day high. Amazon about to go green like we talked about. So spike in so far. Lots of these buys, remember, are trapped from yesterday. So if they start getting out break even, we won't move further up. But if we get acceptance here, if there's good bullish momentum, there is a chance to take out the old highs. Are they all separate charts? Yeah, they're all separate charts. So I see what you're saying. I have it set up. I don't know if can you see it here? This is the start of it. So I have it set up here so I can see how much they're up and down. I also have it on a monitor here so I can look at them just very quickly and reference where they are in the day. All right. Hopefully that helps. But the main thing I reference is just on the watch list. It allows me to just quickly see, very, very quickly see. So buyers are trying to absorb here. See it on the book. They've had 2 attempts. Absorption, absorption, but we're not cleaning out that 40s yet. Do we get acceptance? Do we hold initial balance? Do we get acceptance to move higher? Remember, this is a better location from a technical standpoint for a short. From a momentum standpoint, this is not offering a short right now, but from a technical standpoint, it's a better location from a short if we fail. Big ifs, because right now I'm not seeing any sign of it. And you're only just under 30 minutes till lunch now, folks, as well. Still think at the moment it's looking like it's shaping to go higher, but it has had a failed break, and we need to respect that. Clean out, pull back. If it wants to drive all the way back down to here, it absolutely can do so. But we're just in a drift. There's not much volume today. Everyone's sort of sat on their hands waiting as we're inside. All the action's inside. I'll be high retest again. Oi. So holding IB again. Draw it out in here as well. So we've done exactly what we talked about today. We talked about a rotation day. From here to here, if we get failures here, we come back to here, maybe back down to here. If we get acceptance here, we go above. If we get acceptance here, we go below. This was all planned out in the pre-market at the very beginning of the day, all right? Very, very beginning of the day. Even in Discord, we talked about the rotation. Well, I haven't got supply up there. I have it here. For some reason, it hasn't copied over. Or rotation from the low back towards the high, or a chop day inside, and we're not looking for shorts unless we get acceptance below. It was on stream. We went over it right at the beginning of the stream. So I normally start the stream at 9:15. We do pre-market analysis every single day, 9:15 up until just before the open. So I give you the game plan, I give you the levels, I tell you everything I'm looking at. Every single day we do the same thing, okay? So maybe it's your first time joining here, Michael. But so pre-market, 9:15 to 9:30, I will show you the levels I'm looking at and the potential trade setups I'm considering. We go through everything, NQ, ES, VIX, MAG7, to build the thesis. And then we wait for the open, see what we get. And then if there's a nice trade setup, we take it all together. So top-down analysis every day, daily, hourly, 30-minute, 5-minute into the open. Okay, so failing above previous day high again, failing to hold previous day value area high. Possible rotation from IB now down to here, but we have significant amount of volume built up here, don't we? The better short technically is going to be under this for a liquidation break. So if They're going to do a liquidation break. Maybe there's a nice trade to be had here today. Back to the deep pullback flow zones here. We just talked about this is the volume. You can see it's the edge of volume. If they push and fail here, we may very well go lower. Here we go. So liquidity built here, 400, 95s and 90s. We know it's a big level. We talked about it earlier. It's current point of control. It's where all the volume has been built up. It's where everyone gets chopped up. We don't want to trade in this location. We can trade to this location, but not in this location. ES still holding previous day value area high. So you still have divergence on the tape between the two. Very, very clear. We have just taken some internal liquidity. Question is now, do we build lower high, lower low after sweeping this? Do we build bear flag to go down, or do we do full reclaim? So I would be bearish, technically speaking, at this point, if we build something else here for a rotation. If we reclaim this level here, then all bear thesis goes out the window. Here you go, starting to see. If they liquidate this, we're going lower. And then I'd be watching the edge of that volume we just talked about. Down here. Still bids at 95 and 90s. Let me zoom out a minute. Yeah, still bids here. Pull this along for you, sorry, as you can see a bit clearer. 400's massive level right now. Massive level right now. What a slow day. Two days slow now. Thursday, Friday, both been slow. Don't worry though. I would hazard a guess if we stay in this range like I talked about, Monday or Tuesday next week, we are going to get a major breakout, either upside or downside. We will get a major breakout. You cannot keep trading sideways for too long. People get stuck, just like you saw here this morning. People get stuck on that drive. Will not stay sideways forever. Absolutely not. So this is the retest of IB. If they fail this, like I talked about, this will be the rejection to go low. If they reclaim, then this is a bear trap after sweeping internal liquidity to go back to highs. So it's a big, big decision point. But so far, they've held this volume. Hey, Yulimar, been a minute. How are you, my friend? Hope you're doing good. Hope you are doing good. Are we going to break down here? Is this the lower high followed by lower low? Remember, bears will need a break of 400s, really. Any reclaim of IB, and they will get squeezed, probably to new highs. Hey, that's what I like to hear. Positive. Here we go. Here's the retest, that same level. If bears get the break here, we probably come and test the edge of this lower side. So I've been short on that last pop-up, just on an eval, guys. I'm not trading my PAs here in this action. Just in an eval. See if we can get a breakdown through 402s. Liquidity here at 95s and 90s. I want to see us trade into 95s and 90s. We're going to need to snap 400 though. You can see that lower high possibly set, but it's not confirmed until we hit a lower low. Test it now, 4.41% up. Beast mode. Come on, let's go then. Let's go. Down you go, sunshine. Big area here, like we talked about. 400, 403s. Need that to break to get down to 95s and 90s. Protecting this POC so far. You can see here, little low volume node. Anyone did the lesson yesterday? Low volume node being protected. Through there, we trade to POC. 400, through 400, we test the edge of this range. Through there, we go VWAP. Come on. Let's puke it. Sellers are at 20, 14, 50s right now. Buyers are at 95s. 95's actually 90 just left, and he's at 85 now. ES back to initial balance. If ES fails here, we might get the flush that we want for a downside move, but it's a big contentious area. Initial balance. Here we go. Come on, market. Let's give you a little flushecito. Let's get down to 400s and then 95s. Really not asking very much here, as per usual. Not asking a lot, and market doesn't want to give it. Watching ES here into initial balance. Here we go, folks. It's coming. It's coming. Can we get a breakdown underneath previous day open here? Underneath 400 to get down into the 90s. Come on. Why so hard? Don't see any sellers walking it down. That's the one thing. They're staying up high. It's 420s, 440s, 450s. Not good. I want to see someone chase it down a little bit just to try and force that move. We're really right into POC, the start of POC right here. So we're protecting it. Double bottom there. If they bounce back up, any reclaim of this, like I said, then they will have trapped bears looking for this move we're looking for, which is why it's good to take partials and be proactive in range days. We don't know if we're going to get the full move, so we're proactive. It's not a trend day. We're playing an edge. We're playing initial balance, trying to get to POC, VWAP, and if we get very lucky, value area high, value area low. I'd find that very unlikely today, but you never know. 14 minutes until lunch. ES respecting initial balance so far, holding it. It's now trapped between previous day, value area high, and IB. Problem is, sellers are all the way up at 420 here, so it might want to come and search upside to try and fill them. All right. problem is sellers are all the way up here. You can see it? Doesn't look that far, but that's far enough to take out the initial balance high. So really you would want them to walk down and hammer this market order to get down into this. You'd want to see this walk down, not stay up there. That's not ideal. So there's no follow through from the sellers here. So far anyway. So like I said, it might come all the way back up to 420, which will be above the IB, which is not ideal. I'm going to get a refill here. Hopefully this plays out. All right, no breakdown. They obviously want the 420s first. So all the way back up, like we said, no sellers came and walked it down there. That is problematic when you see these moves. And here we go. We're going to go search for the 420s, just like I said. If they don't walk down, this will be a problem because you don't get the rotation and you hold the key level. All right, and the problem is that they are hanging out above the initial balance. They're hanging out right at previous day value area high. So there's no aggression. What does that mean? Sellers are passively sat up here. Really, you would have liked to have seen them come back in and attack this, which means they're not taking control of this market right now. So there is just as much chance to see this at this point, given that the lack of aggression here. And this is just a slow, sloppy day, which is why I'm not trading PAs, like I said. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. I would love to see this wash down to here. It would open up possible liquidation break and possible fail breakout to go back upside. This slop and chop. If you remember the beginning of the day, I said to you, I do not want to execute between these two areas. I'm not interested. I want above or fail breakout, or even into here and failures was fine. And I want below fail breakout or breakout. I don't want to execute in this zone. I've tried to play the edge. It's not happening. Not yet anyway. What are the advantages and disadvantages of daily drawdown? You mean intraday drawdown? Intraday drawdown is a major disadvantage, to be honest with you. It means if you were, for example, if you took the IB short here down to here and you made, it's pathetic, 10 points and you stop out break even here, that counts as drawdown, even though it's a break even trade. If you are trading end of day drawdown and you take a short here and you don't take a partial here, or you don't get out here and you take it break even, it has no effect on you. This is like trading a cash account. That's the difference. There you go. There's the trap. There's the 20s. This is exactly what I just said. There's no aggression from these sellers down here. So all the way back up here. Does that make sense, Michael? So back to previous day high, red line, back to value area high. And now they're adding liquidity higher. So 30s, 40s, and 45s now on the tape. Account creation failure. That is bizarre, Firewater. It's the first time I've ever heard of that. So ES failing to break out there. We've got divergence on the tape still. MAG look like they want to all go green. Major divergence. And there's no aggressive selling. That's all you really need to know. Once you saw that no selling followed it down, that was sort of a bit of a hint. There's no aggressive selling in this market right now. So if they want to drift all the way higher, they will drift all the way higher at this point. Do they take out previous day high? Do we bid above these sort of value areas here? Do we get acceptance in to the area where we failed overnight? That's the question. This is the second attempt up here. So if they fail this, maybe we have a reattempt, but we'll see. Time will tell at this point. Feels to me like they just caught the shorts again there, but who knows? This is a second attempt to move up. ES looks a bit heavier at this point. So if we don't move higher than here, bulls will get trapped. Bears just got trapped there. If we don't break out here, bulls will get trapped because this would be a second attempt to move higher. This would be lower than this, lower than this. This is like a head and shoulder formation at the highs. You would kind of expect at this point for them to start driving higher, but there is just, it's Friday, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Everyone's gone home. Everyone's like, nah, I'm not going to try and play a breakout of the all-time high on a Friday, is what they're saying right now. Maybe that changes. Just market participation is just not moving. Took out the sellers. They added higher. We haven't gone for them. We haven't gone for these. It's just still. Very much like yesterday. You heard me on stream yesterday, just frustrated at the lack of movement. It's the same kind of thing right now. We are not moving. Here we go. Can we take out the highs at this point? Previous day high here. Are we going to get acceptance above this or not? It's trying. It's trying. Yeah, Apex is intraday drawdown, exactly. Which is fine as long as you're not oversizing. If you oversize, it will hurt you. But if you're sticking to like Coop's corner, it's not going to make a difference. It really is not going to make a difference because it doesn't like let's say you're 100 profit and then you go back to 0 and you're in 100 profit again, you go back to 0. It doesn't go to 200. It's just 100. So as long as you're, what do I think of Top Step? I used to like Top Step. I think they're trying to monopolize the industry. I think not very nice things of them, to be honest. I think it's a good product, but I think they are trying to monopolize the industry. I think there's some darker stuff going on. I think they act like they're better than everyone else. I think their Top Step TV is a joke. I think the way some of their paid people on that TV operate on social media with a chip on their shoulder is laughable. I think making everyone use Top Step X should be illegal. I think that they can control slippage. There you go. There's my thoughts on them. As a product, yeah, I think they're good. I think Michael jumps into every conversation he can on Twitter. I saw someone talking about how good Tradeify is for straight to funded. He's straight in there last night. Oh, look out for us. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Just shut it, Pam, with a silent B. Shut it. Pam. So there you go. There's my honest opinion. All right. Are we going? What are you doing, you slow piece of garbage? I liked Michael's. It's funny, isn't it, man? Like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I need to be quiet. There's some people I respect, and then they say certain things, and I'm like, I lose all respect for you instantly. It's crazy. I think he's done a lot for the industry. I just think it would be useful if the chip on people's shoulder got dropped. Like, just, and that's not just for him, that's for so many in this industry. Like, just humble yourself a second, will you? Like, just slow down. Same with influencers, same for people in my position. Like, this is the way to trade, I'm the best. But shut the fuck up, man. Like, I'm not the best trader. If I was the best trader, Morgan Stanley would be paying me hundreds of millions of dollars to trade their accounts right now, right? Just like, stop with the nonsense. Just the nonsense. It annoys me. I found a way to trade which works for me. I found a way to trade which I can help explain to others to make them understand the market. Am I the best trader in the world? No. Have I ever claimed to be? No. Like, absolutely not. I just can't stand, like, it's social media. It's not even the traders. Best traders in the world are not even on social media. They're not bragging about anything that they do. I think social media is, I've talked about it. I won't go into it. Otherwise, you're going to get me as a moany English bloke on stream on a Friday moaning about social media. But I think social media is killing humanity. I've said it many, many times. Does Apex drawdown apply to evals? Yes, it does. It does. It does. So that the drawdown applies. That's the only thing that applies, Andrew. It's the only thing. What do I think of PW? I actually quite like PW. People might find that funny. I actually respect PW. I like him. I know PW's story beyond the last, let's call it, few years of fame. I know everything he went through with his family. I know the sacrifices he made to get where he is. I know how badly he was treated by some people as well. Is he bold and brash and loud? Yeah. Is that actually him? No. Pat is very good at understanding how to market himself. He plays a certain character. Pat's a nice guy. Underneath all of that, he's a good dude. He's just very good at marketing himself. And in fairness to him, he's found a strategy that works for him, both for his business in terms of affiliates or whatever, but he's also trading pretty well. So I don't mind Pat. People talk a lot of crap. I think there's worse people out there who put themselves on godly pedestals but never trade live. I think they're worse people. Is this considered a break of IBH? Yeah, it's trying, but it's really hard, Yulamar. It's trying to find, the tough thing today is we're trying to find acceptance here, right? And here, and previous day high, but this is a big level. Look left. This is where those buyers are stuck. This is tough. This is tough to be thinking about a long here into supply, right? Where was the best location of longs? Here. Here, maybe. Here, not a good location. Breakout, pullback, good location and momentum. At the moment you got momentum, you don't have location on your side. So it's not a great location to be thinking about longs, even though we're holding IB, even though we're trying to hold previous day value area high, even though we've got this. And yes, we might go up here. You just got to understand location-wise, not ideal. New H1, please do something. I mean, the thing is as well, every hourly and 30-minute bar is repriced. I haven't really talked about that today. I probably should have. But if we think about this, is there any imbalances? No. The only imbalance we have is on the morning print up. Push, reprice, hold. Indecision. Push, reprice. There's nothing here where I'm like, okay, this needs to resettle and go. We're coming into major order block, if you want to call it that, major supply up here. This is why I don't want to be a new money long up here. I'd much rather be a short, but like we said, shorts are not being aggressive today. They're probably waiting for next week, honestly. Back to IB again, so rejecting those highs again. ES just trading sideways. We're in Friday afternoon now. Lunch is here. Hal says, I give PW credit after he talked about his mother and brother being addicts and dying. Exactly. People don't understand what that guy went through. Like, it will change you as a person. He sacrificed a lot. He wasn't like, I can't talk for PW, but he's openly talked about why he moved originally to Hawaii to reset himself mentally. Anyone that does that, I instantly respect. You go through that and you make a sacrifice to get yourself back on track. You've earned my respect instantly, because most people will not be able to do that. They will not be able to take that sacrifice for self-improvement. So yeah, I respect that. Also, he traded from Hawaii for what, 2-3 years? I struggled to get up for 5:30 here. He's getting up at 2-3 a.m. TJR, no, I don't know who that is. Is that the idiot that with curly hair on Instagram who's just the biggest fraud going? Is that who that is? Let me have a look for this TGR. I'll sit here and stream with you guys for a bit. I'm enjoying just hanging out. We can do some quizzes or whatever. TJR. Oh, I've never seen him before, but I instantly know he's a fraud. All I have to see is his profile. I'm like, you're a fraud. This is what I mean. I don't play the game. I don't play the game, but I'm not a 20-year-old kid. I like. And I don't care. I like, we talk about this in the community a lot. It doesn't matter what your biggest. Here are some things which I think will completely destroy your trading career, and which I think are irresponsible by the prop firms. Leaderboard, irresponsible. They know what they're doing. What do you think happens when you put a leaderboard up? What does that do to your mentality? It's going to make you try and beat someone else. What does that mean? Oversize, over risk, don't respect your stops, blow up your counts. What does that do for the prop firm? More blow ups, more money. This is what I mean about things I hate. It's not useful. It's not useful. Like, I tried not to talk about, like, sometimes I get excited on here and I'll be like, I've made this much today. But most of the time I'll tell you when I lose more than when I win, because that's actually more important. So things like that, I just don't like the competition, like the post on social of like, I've made this money, prove it. Prove it. How many accounts did you blow today? Are you hedging against those accounts you're showing making money? Like all these kind of things. I need a diamond chain. What, and a Jacob and Co watch? That's showing my age. It's funny. I was on Chrono last night because I'm thinking about treating myself for my 40th, and Jacob and Co came up, and they're like 1,500 quid now. I'm just like, oh my god! I remember those back in the day in early 2000s. There's so much money for such an ugly piece of crap. Yeah, I'm thinking about buying myself a timepiece. I kind of banned myself end of last year. Those in Discord will know I bought myself this at Christmas, or in the lead up to Christmas. It's my only addiction. It's a bad addiction. It costs a lot of money. But I am thinking about buying myself something new, but I don't know what I want. Don't know what I want. Any of you into watches? It's a horrible addiction. I really like building them as well. I've enjoyed building them the last few years. What is it, Alex? A Rolex Daytona? Yeah. How did you know? It is what I'm looking at. Yeah, it is one of the ones I'm looking at. I just don't. I don't know if I can pull the trigger on that. Like, it's so much money, it feels disgusting. But I've got a really nice collection already. We'll get you there, Miguel. We'll get you there. So first, this all started because when my grandfather passed away, when I turned 18, my grandmother gave me his watch, which was an Amiga. And then that started my obsession because I used to watch James Bond with him, and it became like more than a watch then, if that makes sense. It's like a sentiment, family heirloom. So the first watch I bought, when I always said I'd do it when I did my first big record deal, I didn't. I waited, like I'd done like 3 deals, and then I bought myself a Planet Ocean Seamaster 300 chrono. That was in like 2016. And then what much am I wearing now? I'm wearing the No Time to Die Amiga Seamaster. And then my wife got me a Rolex Datejust Bimetal for my wedding. Here's the spike. Here we go. So they're going for all-time highs like we talked about. How disgusting. So shorts are trapped again. And you're going to see every push sold into like this again until we can base above here and pull back in. Then we're going to think about getting long. I'd rather they hold that for next week. Yeah, so I got a Datejust Bimetal for my wedding, and then maybe 2 years ago now, I bought the IWC Engineer in bright blue, because those who know that I like F1, you'll know what watch that is. So I bought that in bright blue, and now he's left that team, so that's annoying. So I've got that, but it's a really nice summer watch. And then Christmas last year, I bought this. When I pay off my school loans and save a bit for my kids, then I'll get a nice watch as a gift for myself. Yeah, exactly. It's a nice thing to do as a gift for yourself. In my head, it's like if I have kids, I'll leave it to them. And if I don't, I'll leave it to my nephews and stuff. Okay, still building, still looking for all-time highs here. 40s. It's looking for 40s. ES starting to go now as well, folks. All right, ES starting to join the party here, ES. Has it got the juice? What the deuce? What the deuce? It's building. It's building to do it. It's trying to do it. I'm not a Breitling guy. Yeah, I'm not a Breitling guy. I even looked at like the Deus edition, because I used to wear Deus stuff a lot, but I'm just not into it. I do think Breitling have upped their game the last 3-4 years. Like I like the colors, but it's not my watch. I'm an Amiga guy, really. But yeah, for my 40th, I was thinking about getting myself something special. The other end of it is like maybe I'll just be smart and get like a Pelagos 39 in black. Just something simple, like a daily driver kind of thing. Here we go. Are we going up here? Probably. Yeah, sort of, Bowden. I only, like, to be honest, my daily is a Dunhill for fragrances, and then evenings and weekends I wear Bulgari black. I've always been like that. So it's 2 really. I don't wear more than that. All-time high coming here, folks. They're looking to clear out that all-time high. ES starting to get going. Higher day coming here on ES for a break over 16s. What a grindy market. Again, you can't be long up here. You are either already in it or you're not. Liquidity is on the book. 40s and 50s. 40s and 50s. Liquidity on the book. What a day. What a day. I wish Trump wasn't talking here. Not that I'd be up that much. Realistically, I probably would have sold on one of these pushes. So what would I have actually made if I held onto that trade from, let's call it 80s to 20s? 40 points. It's not bad. It's not bad, but really, we're used to doing those in 2 candles, aren't we? Would you mind giving an explanation on the divergence with NQ and ES? Is it better they move together, or one moves and the other slingshots? I would say it's better when they move together. When they're both looking to take out the same liquidity level of high or low, that's better. When you get one that takes it and the other doesn't, that can often start to sort of be a sign of a potential reversal. The other thing you need to know is, like, let's say if in a day where ES, for example, is like up numerous percent and NQ is not, then you just need to be aware that, you know, if you're trying to long NQ, you are longing the weaker asset. Here goes ES up into previous day high, like we talked about, 18. So it's breaking out here. You're almost there at all-time highs. And there's liquidity on the book above it. So you might get a little spike into 50s here. It would not surprise me in the slightest. Here we go. All-time highs coming. I just got bright in my room real quick. Sun's just come out in Los Angeles. There you go. Here's the spikes. Probably going to get to 50s like I talked about. 50s up here. And then through that, they are adding liquidity higher now. 50s, 55s, and 70s now on the book. All right. So you're going to swipe all these stops and start pumping as all of the mag goes green. So this is what we were talking about. So now really, we're thinking about breakout. We need to see a considerable breakout, please. It would need to be a considerable breakout and a retest for a long. It's not a trade I want to take on a Friday afternoon particularly, or this is a failed breakout and a rotation back down, which seems not that probable right now. Let's pull this along. So a hold of 25s will be bullish. I'm going to use the bathroom again. I'll be right back. All right, it's trying to see if it can base over all-time highs here. It's very thin. You can see very thin. This is a stop hunt here. So you want to see if pullbacks hold this kind of level. So we can get rid of this at this point. And really, you're trying to see if pullbacks will hold here at this point. All right, this would be your breakout retest. Failing to hold that will be a rotation at this point. All right, so this can keep drifting higher. If shorts are stuck in it, we will keep drifting higher. Let me just change this a bit because I can't see you guys because it's falling down. Can I read that now? That's better. When you say Topset can control slippage on Project X, does that apply to all other firms on Project X like Trade Day or Bullnox? No. So I want to be careful what I say here. This is why I think there's a problem. Michael, who is the CEO of TopStep, owns a good chunk of Project X. Okay? That for me is a conflict of interest. That would be like, because we trade on CME, data is provided, it should be the same for everyone. But if anyone's traded on Project X, you should probably have realized that you will get considerable slippage at points, which does not make sense to me, but it happens. It can happen on all of them, but it happens on Project X a lot. Now, I think it's bad if you're waiting for a fill and it doesn't happen, or you get slipped on it, it doesn't happen. Let's say you're trading with Tradeify on NinjaTrade, or you're trading with Apex on NinjaTrader. They have nothing to do with the data coming to NinjaTrader, right? They pay for data from Tradeify or from our trader, whoever, who gets it from a centralized exchange on CME. TopStep are controlling the use of that data. So, and there was, I don't know if you know this, but there was some language admitting to some delayed data a while ago. And that was a big red flag for me. So I think that's my big issue. Do I like Michael? Yeah, I do. Do I think he interviews well? Yeah. I liked how he looked after the space on Lance's podcast. Like, there's lots of positives, but as a company, and don't get me wrong, I've traded with these guys and taken money out the markets, mainly last year. I haven't traded with them this year at all. The other thing I don't like is they don't let you rotate. They don't give you the 10-to-1 micros to minis. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, sort of, Michael. It's not quite that bad, but it could be that bad. And that's my problem. That is my problem. You don't want to trade in a market where any form of slippage could be potentially manipulated and controlled, which is why I would never, ever, ever trade CFDs. Yeah, exactly, JD. It's a problem, man. It's like, don't do it. Trading's hard. There's no reason to, hurt people. Do you know what I mean? Okay, trying to base at these old all-time highs here. I can zoom this in for you a bit if you want. Trying to base at these old all-time highs. Remember, there's no supply overhead. This is a price discovery at this point. All of the mag now green. Foster Scott, what's up, my brother? Hope you're good. So waiting to see if a pullback into here holds. There might be a new long. If this fails, then this is going to be a failure. Here. Those are the trades setting up for the afternoon at the moment. Yeah, exactly, Chad. Same here, dude. Same here. I can put up with slippage if there's news or something. I can't put up with it when it's just like random, but maybe it's changed. Also, I just don't like Project X. I don't get why people like it. There's so many issues with that. You use an EMA on SMA, it's wrong. VWAP, wrong. It's just wrong. It's straight up wrong. Whoever's done the coding in it, wrong. Can you use your custom indicators? No. So what's no. No thanks. Anything web-based for me personally, no thanks. The only time I will ever trade web-based is if I'm on vacation. Otherwise, I want to be right here on my desktop on NinjaTrader dialed in. That's the only time. Otherwise, I'm not interested in web-based. Can you imagine being a actual prop trader at a legitimate firm or at Morgan or whoever trading on your phone on the web with something which is giving you incorrect data? Just ridiculous. Yeah, VWAP always wrong. Exactly. VWAP's always wrong. EMAs are always wrong. SMAs are always wrong. It's a load of bollocks. And when they're like, oh, you can't build custom indicators, then why does TopStep have its own custom indicator? Key levels or whatever they call it. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's monopolization. It's as simple as that. And that's why I don't like it. There you go. There's my answer. Rant over. It doesn't mean you can't trade with them. Do I think their rules are good? Yeah, I do think their rules are good. Do I think you can draw out lots of money? Yeah. There's loads of positives. So if you're willing to chart here and execute there and just be careful with the execution, then maybe you do all right. Okay, ES cleared out previous day high, pulling back. We're pulling back towards this area now. So let's see if we find some kind of support down there or if this is like a blowout top. We had an increase in volume here. I can put the volume on. You can see this big increase in volume here. If we trap the bulls up here and rotate and can't hold, they will be stuck. This is blowout volume. Sometimes it will signal a top, not always. So far, still bullish. No reason to be short. Lockout feature. You can create lockout features anywhere though. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have the discipline to walk away, I guess. They're clearly launching a straight to funded. They're clearly losing market share, and they're launching a straight to funded soon. I know that much. Without the 20%, they've said, without the 20% consistency rule. So maybe that will be interesting. Let's say maybe that will be interesting. Yeah, Top Step. I saw it yesterday. That's what I mean about someone was saying how good Tradeify is, and Michael couldn't resist to jump in and be like, "Oh, we've got one coming soon, and we'll be without the 20%," and blah 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 blah. That's what I mean. Just knows in everything. Knows in everything. What CEO is on social media that much? The only reason I saw it is because I went on to post about my video, and I saw it is there. All right, old all-time high level right here. All right, orange level right here. Maybe 2-leg pullback to here would be nice. They keep holding, then maybe peak out here, but we'll see. We'll see. We're into lunch. I'm just enjoying hanging out with you guys today, to be honest. After this, what am I going to do? I am going to watch the cricket. I was super happy yesterday. Watch the cricket, head down to the pool. I might get up at ridiculous o'clock tomorrow, which will really piss off my wife. Here's the breakout, which will really piss off my wife. 67s have now just been added. All of the mag now green. All right, so they just keep breaking out over and over and over again here. I might get up really early and watch the Lions tomorrow, which will be a 3 a.m. start for me. But if we win that test, it's all done and dusted. And I'd like to see them win. Everyone's saying I want it to go to third test. Nah, just smash them. Just smash them. No, never heard JD. Pit back. So is he like a streamer? Top Steps launching crypto also. Yeah, I mean, you can, but the crypto futures, I think they already have it. It's not very liquid. How long till XRP? That's what I want to know. Not very long. By the sounds of it, ETFs coming soon in XRP. How long till they have futures contracts? Not very long, I would imagine. So 50s here, 55s. Liquidity on the book is at 67s now, folks. All right, just so you know, liquidity is at 67s. ES gunning for that 420 high right now. So is it 421s? Check the book there on ES. 25s are on the book on ES if it wants it. What a slow grind Friday. Like I said, I wouldn't want to be a short in this market on a Friday into close, because this is what can happen. We had one attempt at the short only on eval and took the stop break even there. This thing's still flying. All of the mag on a pump at this point, which is interesting because VIX is not dying. So 70s coming up. Then you've got to think, is it really unreasonable to ask for 23,500 on a Friday? Probably not. It's probably where it's going to go. At this point, it's not very far away, is it? Oh. Still going. 70 still on the book, and then 500. Big old trend expansion here above the old highs. I have not seen a stream, but just regular videos. Yes, Sloth. Definitely. I don't treat them the same way, but displacement, yeah, is a better word for it. What is a displacement? It's just an engulfing bar when momentum comes in. Trap sellers forcing their way in, turnaround, inversion, you can call it, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, for sure. It's just showing you where momentum's in the market. So if momentum's in the market, you want to follow it. If we're reclaiming levels where momentum got in the market at a bad area in terms of volume and price, then you go the other way. So right now, momentum's in the market going upside, but this is price discovery. We are in price discovery up here. Market's very, very bullish. You don't want to be thinking about a short against this. All the way we're drifting higher. Like I said, it's not that unreasonable to think that we get to 500 today at this point, is it? Maybe ES to 25, it's pretty close. I'll get out of here soon. What I'm trying to do, what I'd like to do is if there's a setup, I want to make $43. So I get this take profit count done. And at the moment, I can't make $43. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. All I want to do is make $43. I'm trying not to force my way in because then I've got a new TPT ready for next week. Like I said, I was just trading eval. I want to see if I can get this done. Really? Where did you see that, Coop? It's there long over the weekend then. What's the if you're seeing, I don't know if you've got options up, what's the expected move on the options chain today? How far up? Where's SPX? Let me grab it. It's probably 400, right? They've probably pinned it at 400 on SPX. Not that far away. Quant data. VIX starting to try and find a bid here into 15s. Still protecting it so far. Yes, it's still holding on. We're extended here, but like feels like 500 might be a magnet. All of the mag green, like we talked about. Crazy. No retest. Absolutely mental. No retest. Just straight up breakout. Thin, 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 thin. Won't last forever. They'll blow everyone out, and once they're done blowing out, then and only then will the short happen. Until that point, you're long in this and waiting. 70s here now, 75 on the book, 80s now on the book, 90s also on the book, 93s. I've got to think they're going to go for 500 here. And I'm just wondering if SPX has got a big put wall at 6.4. It's days like this when I wish I had. Is it tied? Options tied. It makes me think I should just buy that, but I've just run out of screens. It's just another piece of data. It's like, oh my god, overload. Data overload. Yeah, let's go, Michael. Good work, mate. All the way up. Michael's thinking all the way up. That's all he wants. The last found bids at 60s. They're on the tape at 60s and 50s right now. Maybe we drift down to them here. Into the flow zones. Come on, do it for me and then I can get off here to making some money. You're not going to do it for me, are you? God damn it. Yeah, I'm the same, Don. I'm really, 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 really close to passing. But I can't force it. I do not want to force it. But I'm really close to passing a TPT. I just want to start building them slowly. So, and then I've got to remember to put trade day on because I keep forgetting to trade my trade days and I don't want to get rebuild. So back into flow zones, back into where we found a bid. There's buyers here all the way down into 50s that we've talked about. They can come. They can afford to come all the way down here and back test it if they really want. But right now, this is RBS, isn't it? This is where we last found buyers. So they could just do a 50% pullback. They could do a little trap. If they want to go higher, they can come back down into here or here if they really want and then try and bid. Failure under here will be a short rotation because we lack anything up here right now. Plenty of time left for that to change, by the way. Just want to point that out. Plenty of time left in the day. This is the first time we look at like hourly and half an hour bars now. It's the first time in the day where there's a chance that it might rebalance later because we've had a big expansive move, which we hadn't had all day. All the rest of the day, every single like price, if we think about this, like we talked about earlier, rebalance, 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 push out. Maybe later we get a rebalance back down into here. I don't know. Under 500 from passing, ERF, nice work. Just don't force it. If it's not here for you today, you just wait for next week. Don't try and force your way. Try not to focus on the P&L. I'm the same. I keep looking at like, oh, I could have a go, but must not force yourself into the market. Market doesn't care about us. Yeah, I see them there. Well, 50s is a big order just sat there. And that's where we broke out from, right? If we think about this, the volume that came in here, this candle here, big volume. So if we come back and they're still there waiting to get picked up, then we'll hold price. If we sell through that, then we test down here. If we sell through that, we keep rotating. So far, momentum remains bullish on the day, right? Higher time frame is bullish, lower time frame is bullish. It's why today we said if we hold previous day value area low or break below and reclaim it, we're long. I got long and then Trump started talking, so I took it off. And that was like 100 points ago. Or maybe more now, actually, now that we've done expansion. 150 points ago. But yeah, liquidity might start thinning out here into lunch, so just be cautious, folks. What's everyone else doing this weekend? Anything fun planned? I want to see what we do if we react down here in this last pullback zone. Waiting to see if it will offer me something in here or in here. That, failures, and then I'll think about here if and how we act. I am going with my mate to see a DJ called Omnom this weekend. He manages him, so that should be fun. I think it's in Marina del Rey. Son's birthday. Oh, nice. Depends what you mean by order flow. Like, I trade using this, which is order flow, but I don't use footprints. This is order flow. It's exactly what I'm looking at. Splitting wood, housework, changing my kid's brakes. Well, on his car is that coupe. Nice, Richard. Always fun. New monitors. As in trading monitors. It's my dog. Hang on a sec. You right? Serious surgery. All right, folks, still bullish here. Still holding price. Magnet is probably up at the whole number 500. Waiting to see if we get a pullback that holds or if we start melting through. I'm not looking to pick tops today. Definitely not looking to pick tops. That's why we're up this high. Don saying more golf, more studying charts, reviewing trades, going over the course again. I'm locked in to become profitable. Good guy. Make sure you give yourself a breather though as well. All right, don't burn out studying and stuff. Old man's birthday tomorrow, and then sport watching Sunday, cricket and F1. Yeah, same as me. Nice, Richard. Beautiful. Can you message me on Discord about Apex? Because I don't want to forget to send it to you when we get off stream. Message me on Discord. DM me. Private message me. Okay, here we go. Pulling back into that zone now. See if they absorb it. If they're not here, then they might let this go. Remember, we can afford to come much deeper if they really want. If they can't hold 50s, we can afford to come much deeper. This is where we broke out from short term. This is the main breakout point. So far, holding in front of those 50s. Still not absorbed. There are some players down at 45s, 42s, and 40s underneath. That RBS holding, almost wick to wick. Very close. Just be careful on this signature here. I'm a little cautious on that last push if it was encouraged too many bulls to get in there at the highs. ES also coming into its RBS zone of previous all-time highs. Mark this out. Give me a second. Here we go. So ES is testing previous all-time highs as well. Our previous all-time highs are down here, so we're there or thereabouts. T-Boy, I had my last day of work on Sunday before quitting. Amazing. Firewater bought an Apex account. Nice. So ES reacting off its old highs so far. Finding bids. What was your old job? What's the job that you're quitting? ES wants 424, 425. That's what's on the book for ES. Looking above that, there's some orders at 35s and 37s, but the immediate orders are at the 23s and 25s, 24s, 25s. Tesla now 5.34% up. Nice reaction on Tesla today. IB 100% is 23,500. What, 100% expansion? Yeah. Makes sense then, doesn't it? Double it up. What Coop's saying is an expansive move on IB, a measured move for the initial balance for 100% will take us up. There you go, 500, like he said. So it makes sense if it wants to go there today. If it does a full measured move. What was the 161? I didn't just check that. Are we at the 161? I feel like I have to click indicators twice right now on TradingView. It's really annoying. Okay, we just hit 161. I was working with horses for really good people, but one of my colleagues hit my dog with the car and I can't stand that place anymore. Man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's tough. Really tough to take. Really sorry to hear that. Remember you mentioned it the other day. I didn't realize it happened at work. Didn't realize it happened at work. That's not fun for you. Nothing worse than working with people that you don't like. Makes it hard, doesn't it? ES holding on really well here. Q's doing the same into that key level we talked about. I wonder if there's one more dip coming first. Want to see how we react into sort of 62s here. If we reclaim that or if we fail it. By the way, we banged into the top Bollinger. We pretty much banged into it. The top will be sort of 85s. We're very, very close. Very, very, very close. All right, here's your 50 retest. We're watching 50s to 38s to see if they find a bid. If they don't find a bid, then they're going to flush all the way down to that next zone down here. What I'm interested in is how we operate in here at this point. Do we reject this for this move, or reclaim that for the squeeze? When plotting out the fibs, we'll be using 436 to the highs or a different swing point. The fibs we just did were just the initial balance fibs. So it was just based on measured moves on initial balance. If you were going to do fibs here, this is messy. You could maybe do the range, or you could do like from here. This is what I mean. I'm having to click it twice again. Here to here. It's just done pretty much a measured move. You could go from the most recent swing point here to here, lower time frame. Again, you just hit 300. Right into this RBS zone at the moment, or potential RBS zone, I should say. Do they want to keep driving higher, or do they need a bigger sort of bear trap first? Or have they done their measured moves? Are they like, hey, we're done with this for the day. We've taken out the highs. We're finished. We've made our money. Also possible. It's Friday, remember. It's Friday. Who wants to carry over in the weekend? Not that many people. Not unless you're well into the money. You're like, hey, let's lock in a little bit. Leave the rest. See where we go Monday morning. Yes, trying to catch a bid here. I think the 60s are going to be key here. Over under. It's where we just sort of built a little shelf, sort of 63s down to here. This area here is going to be key over under. If we pop up and fail that, I think there's a bigger rotation. If we reclaim that, then they can trigger another new squeeze. Yes, having a good go here to go back up. So this is key now, how they operate. Yes, trying to take out higher day. Didn't quite get to the 60s there on NQ yet. Testing 50s again here. Again, not touching that 60s or not attempting the 60s, which is a bit tricky. Maybe a deeper wash coming at this point. Into the RBS zone. Again, if they fail that, like we said, we can go all the way back to this blue box. Old all-time highs here. The old spike high from Asia was 442s. I done him. What, tell me that? Okay. Pool. Yeah. Loves you. How to read the charts a little better. It started to click for me this Wednesday. That's awesome, Trentry. Retest of IB. I mean, it's very hard. I get what you're saying, but this is a very tricky entry for a long here. When we think about looking left, you're long into supply. It's not a great entry. It's worked, but from a technical standpoint, it's not a great entry. Normally, yeah, IB high, long, like break above IB high, but remember, above IB high, we had previous day value area high, we had previous day high, which we took and pulled back, and we had loads of stuck supply in Globex. So it's not an ideal long. Now we're into this area here where we found buyers first time round. Okay, if they fail that area, we can do a deeper move. Yeah, then you made the right decision, Mo. I would say even though this has gone higher, it's not been a long from that area. Liquidity both sides of the book again now. So that was a good decision, Mo. Even though sometimes you don't take a trade and it ends up going where you thought, but if the entry model isn't there, yeah, exactly, Mo. I'm the same. Like I've played with a eval, but I'm not interested. Like This is not giving me what I want to see, and that's okay. Like, it's a Friday. Am I being overly cautious? Maybe. Like, should I have left the long on that we got into this morning here? Yeah. Hindsight, yeah. But Trump was talking. I cannot stand being in a trade when he's talking. We've all seen what the candles do. My edge goes when he talks because I can't trust the technicals. So am I going to get annoyed with myself that I put it on and took it off straight away when I realized he was talking? No, I'm not. It's just, we're not going to have big winners every day. And that's all right. ES looks very good here. All right. It's having a shove up. It's going to try and make a high low here to take out the highs of day. It looks very different to NQ. NQ is not back above those 60s yet. But it is holding dips into 50s like we talked about. Starting to try and go here, isn't it? It's tempting. It's attempting to push here with ES. In a little bit here. Just see if I can pass this. Here we go. Oh, you didn't film it. You. I think I've passed. Yay! TPT pass. There we go. It's a nice TPT account for next week. That was the game plan. It's all I wanted. Just scalping this as we started to break here. This level here is going to become key now. Reclaim this. New highs probably. Reject this. I would say a deeper move. This is the pivot because this is where bulls chased. This little signature here, big move, failed under here. That's where intraday bulls are now stuck. So all the time we reject that. If there's enough volume trapped up here, we can rotate lower. The only thing I've noticed is on a 5 minute, every time it reached a Bollinger mid, it rejected to the upside fairly quickly. Yeah, it might just be on like you're seeing that pattern today, but that pattern might not play out next week. When we're in range rotation, we tend to do elastic band moves, right? We go from one to the other, and it's probably just 1 to 2 standard deviations. I'd say today is probably 1 standard deviation. It's not been a huge move. If we think about the action today, failed auction underneath previous day value area low, buy trigger. Have we swept any participant out? I don't think we have. The only participants out the money right now are this. If we think about the lows, everyone's intact right now. Literally every single participant from low of day all the way up who's added is intact. So I would be cautious if we fail here because we built a huge amount up. I'm not saying we do that. I'm just saying I'd be cautious if we do. You can see this area here that I talked about. It's a big area. It's the first time where we've potentially got intraday bulls trapped on volume. Big shove, failed through the shove, trade back to it. If they reject it, deeper rotation is possible. If they reclaim it, then 500, I would say, is the target. But yeah, I'm done. All I wanted to do is pass that TPT. That was my job. Anything you guys want to go over before I get my ass out of here? If I turn the pullbacks on, you would have seen we've just fired a pullback long. I've turned them off because it just gets messy sometimes. Oh, there's my pullback. Oh, we just fired a pullback long there. All right, let's pull back long, buy signal from 11.12, pull back long 11.50, a new pullback long now. I would say I'd be cautious again if we don't take out that 60 level, but you're starting to see it try and build here. Any questions, folks, before I run away and watch cricket and enjoy my day, get some sun? give you a couple minutes to the top of the hour. Streamed an extra hour here today. Do I use the same strategy evals or just size up? Same strategy. If I'm honest, TPT I don't size up, maybe a tiny bit, but Apex, normally when I'm trading those, I do size up a bit because I can't be bothered to trade them for a long period of time, but it's only from coming from experience. Yes. I took one earlier, which I took off when Trump was talking. I just took a little scalp long just to pass the take profit eval, just so we're clear. Other than that, no. It's just been a grind up day. What the hell? Tomorrow is my last week for my rebill, and I'm around 450 from passing my account. You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. You'll get it. Don't force it because there's a rebill. You'll be fine. No worries, Michael. See you Monday. Hopefully. Was it your first time joining today? I think it might have been your first time. See you Monday. Okay, back to those 50s again for those that are playing this. If you get failure underneath this swing, this is becoming open. Think about the new H1 bar. Think about where you're at. Think about the reprice, the rebalance of that H1 bar, all those things into 10 o'clock. You can come right back down to here if it really wants to. So just be smart. And we'll go again Monday. I wish you all a fantastic weekend. Thanks for joining me today and this week. Mo said, don't rush. I had 1 day left to make 200 eval before that. It put me in a hole. I took another 1 week just to make it better. Yeah, that's it. Just trade normally. All you got to do is trade your evals normally. Don't rush them. I'm saying I'm saying this here because we're thin is key. They need to hold this. At the moment, buyers are trapped here and buyers are holding this. If they don't hold this, we will come back to this level here because this is where we have volume, right? To 18. So if they don't hold this area here, we're going to trade back to 18s. And this can be a 2-leg and they can catch it back down here again. All right, so just be smart. Just wait for it. Be patient. No worries, Richard. I'll check it out now. Yeah, wishing you all a fantastic weekend again. Thank you for joining me today and this week. Congratulations, those who've made money this week, those who have passed evals. If you haven't, if you're struggling, don't let it get on top of you. Refine your process. Don't punish yourself. Take your time. All you got to do is find a process that works for you and just slow down. All right. The quickest way to success is just to slow down and refine your process. I'll be back Monday. Those in Discord, I'll pop in now. Big love, everyone. Have a great weekend. Use hard stops. Okay. You don't know what's going to happen in this market on a Friday. Be smart. Take care.